Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to my channel. For all of you early birds that are on, welcome. It's great seeing you all. Are you hearing me clearly? Can you just confirm if you're hearing me? I'm also trying to jump on my laptop. I'm trying to head on. Okay. Are you hearing me? Please comment below and let me know if you are hearing me or not. Hello. I see some of you got on very early and have been commenting. When I say early still, you know. Remember, I'm gonna add the StreamYard link that you can click on to jump on the live at any time, or yeah, at any time, and I will add you. Let me just do this really quickly. Okay, so I added the link for StreamYard right in the comment section. It's a pinned comment, so at any time you can jump on. But today's message, today's chat, today's collaboration is with the one and only Jamaica with Irie, who will be joining us shortly. But I just want to say hello to all of you. Hello to all 46 of you that are on now. And we're expecting some more of you to jump on. Why did it say the stream will be on at 7 p.m.? No, the stream is at 2 p.m. Jamaica time. I am so sorry. It's 2 p.m. I wonder if I have put out a wrong thing. No, I hardly doubt it. So it's 2 p.m. today. 2 p.m. Jamaica time. I don't know what time it is in your country, but hello, hi to all of you coming on. Welcome. I'm gonna add Irina shortly, but I was giving some of you some time to come on. How are you guys doing on this Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon? We're inside for those of us in Jamaica, and the rest of you in the world. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Welcome to all of you. So I'm gonna just add Irina now so that we can get the show rolling. And of course today's session is intended to be an interactive session, so I'm going to encourage you to leave a comment in the comment section below. If you have questions, ask your questions, um, and we'll try our best to answer them. If you have a more private question, of course you can email either of us, but let's just make that as interactive as possible. And remember, there's a StreamYard link. There's a link in the pinned comment, so you can call in to be a part of the live stream. You can be on video, preferably come on and turn your video on so that you can be a part of the live stream, so that people can see you and hear your point of view and all. I'm gonna ask that we all be as respectful as possible. Be kind, be respectful. You don't have to necessarily agree with either of us, but at the very least, since you're here, I'm gonna ask that you be respectful. Okay? We're all grown-ups here, and I know we have some kids here, so we try to keep it family friendly and as clean as possible. I want to say thank you so much to all of you that are on right now. I know that we have laid out the ground rules. I'm going to invite over Irina.
Hi, everybody. Hello. For those who don't know me, oh, you can hear me? Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
You can hear me. Well, maybe there is a delay in connection, so that's why. So for those who don't know me, my name is Irina. I live in Montego Bay. I'm originally from Ukraine, and I'm very happy to join this stream. So thank you so much, Rosaline, for inviting me. It's fantastic to finally be doing this little collab with you, and I hope it's going to be great. I've never done a collab like this before, so it's all new to me. So, Rosalie, you're going to help me to adapt here. So, and it's also on your channel. So.
And it's also new to me because collabs are usually done in person, but we know what it's like now with the pandemic. We have to try and do it virtually. But a lot of persons have been asking for this collab for such a long time. I've been getting messages, comments, emails. People are saying your channels are so aligned. I would love to see you guys together. And guys, we have been in contact for quite some time now. I've been trying to you know, let her
Yeah, since last year. Yeah.
Since last year, but you know, with this whole pandemic, it's been a little bit challenging. So we just, you know, we can at least start with the virtual and then we'll take it from there. Because I know we'll be doing a lot more collabs in the future. There's a lot more for us to synchronize on because I mean, it's one Jamaica, right?
Want to make sure that the sound is okay, just to make sure our sound is about leveled. I don't know, it would probably will have to rely on people writing to us in chat messages if the level of sound is good, if it's up or down, I don't know, because my microphone can be really loud. Or so just let me know, guys, in the comments if you can hear us pretty well. Okay, all good, brilliant.
Yeah,
okay, fantastic. I just rely on people.
I'm seeing an good. I'm hearing you clearly on my end. Are you hearing me clearly, Arina?
Yeah, I hear you really. Yeah, I hear you pretty well, and I have my earphones, so I learned my lesson from my last stream when I had a little bit of echo going on. So much for the professional YouTuber, huh? Anyway.
I know.
Anyway, all right, we actually have the whole list of questions for today, but I think since Rocheline is the channel owner, so I'm going to let you do the pacing because it's up to you how you want to do it. But sure, we're probably going to wait a little bit more for more people to join us.
Well, yeah,
Irie has echo. I have no echo. I have earphones.
Let's wait for some more people to join. But in the meantime, can I ask you guys to comment where you're joining from? Where are you coming from? Just comment the country if you're in another country, and if you're in Jamaica, comment what parish you're joining from. Somebody says I'm a bit low. Ooh, I'm the one that's low.
All right. Yeah, the microphone. I don't know, Rocheline, if you can adjust your microphone to make it a little bit louder, or I can make it a little bit quieter. See if you can adjust it. Oh, I can't hear you now. Yes, have a look.
You can't hear me at all?
I can hear you now. Let me see if I can get a little bit less gain. It's just mostly it's for people who are going to watch it in the recorded conversation, just to make sure they have it. Well, that's all right. I don't know.
Say you're both loud. So I'm seeing persons are here from Boston, USA, Kingston, Jamaica, Houston, Texas, Markham, Ontario, Canada, Kingston.
Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago and Greece. Look at that.
Yeah, Decatur, Georgia, Florida, Virginia, USA, Montego Bay, Finland, Lapland, Arctic Circle, DC, Hanover, Jacksonville, Florida, UK, Mobile, Greece. Oh, that's the Greece one you're saying. Drumblair.
Yeah. So you got just a little delay in those messages. Yeah, the messages you can see. Yeah, and we have one person from Ukraine. That would be me and my husband. He's actually watching the stream, so that's good.
Awesome. Baltimore, Birmingham, North Carolina, New York, Mandeville, Trinidad, Calgary, Atlanta, Spanish Town. Pablo says, Rocheline, your fans are waiting for your intro. What intro?
Yeah, right.
You guys want to say it with me? Let's go, Irina. We have to do it together. Let's go. You have to do the let's go with me. Ready?
I don't know how to do the let's go bit. I've heard it in your videos.
Yeah,
but I'm not.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. So you should. If I shout, my microphone will go on. All right, let's go, Rocheline. All right, so some people are waiting for the introduction from you. So you go on with the intro. Like maybe introduce yourself for those people who haven't watched your channel yet. I don't know.
Yes. So for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Rochelle. My channel is Rocheline. You can call me Rocheline. And thank you so much for being here. On this channel, I showcase, it was a lifestyle and travel channel, so I showcase a lot of traveling, a lot of lifestyle, showcase a lot of Jamaica, Jamaica's beauty. I try to focus on the positivity while still being realistic and being factual at the same time. I do share a lot of my opinions because it is a personal vlog channel. But I try to be balanced with the opinion or with the information that I'm sharing. I do a lot of house hunting series, so I showcase houses across Jamaica. I do a lot of country vlogs showing you the beauty of the countryside, whether in different parishes. I live in Kingston, Jamaica, which is more the city central, so I do showcase my lifestyle around Kingston. I do bring up a little bit of history, introduce you to the Maroons, introduce you to some things that Jamaicans living in Jamaica or Jamaicans living overseas sometimes, oftentimes take for granted. So I try to bring the light to that and show that, guys, there's beauty in our island, and a lot of outsiders come and they discover this, and we Jamaican natives sometimes overlook these things. And then also for persons who are interested to come to Jamaica to see that, there's beauty. We know that Jamaica has its challenges. We know that there are many things that can go bad, just like anywhere else in the world. But notwithstanding that, there's still a lot of beauty here. There's still good people, and we just a do. We just a live. So it's all about just bringing that positivity out to the world. Try to be as positive as possible, and that's me in a nutshell, really.
My question, a quick question. Why did you call your channel Rocheline?
Well, it's a combination of my first and last name. So my first name is Rochelle, and my last name is Linton. So it's Roshi Lynn, because my friends call me Roshi from Rochelle, and Linton. So it's Rocheline. Join it as one. But there are a lot of people who actually think that my first name is Rocheline. But
well, I'm one of them. That's what I was thinking, like, and then Mamaline, Granaline, and I'm like, interesting. So it's like, how does that work?
Granulin and Mamalin came about because of Rushelin, and my subscribers, they actually named them. They're the one that commented the names. And
I thought it was really cute. I thought it was really cute. When I watched that, it was really cute. When I first heard that, I thought it was cool. Are you from Kingston originally?
I am originally from Kingston, yes. Born and raised in Kingston. And I'm a little biased to Kingston because I'm from Kingston.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Brilliant.
But you are from Ukraine. Correct?
Yes, I'm from Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. I was born there during the Soviet Union times. So when there was still, Iron Curtain. So people obviously didn't know much about Kiev at that time. But but now, of course, I'm Ukrainian, the nationality. My ethnicity, I'm kind of mixed all over the place, but my citizenship as well, I'm Ukrainian, but I'm a resident of Jamaica. So I came to Jamaica 7 years ago in 2014. And I deliberately came to Jamaica because it was, it turned out to be one of the best countries in the world. I did the research. I made a list of all countries that exist in the world. And it turned out that Jamaica is the best one. And I realized that before I had even come here, simply because of the research. And I do have a video on my channel explaining why Jamaica. It gives like 10 main criteria that are used. And
I've seen that video, but give us 3 of the criteria. Why did you choose Jamaica?
All right. Freedom. It's one of the most free countries in the world. People can, if you look at the general statistics, basically people have a lot of rights in Jamaica in general, which is going to be really interesting further in this stream when we're going to talk about my battle with the media. But in general, it is one of the most free countries in the world. Second, women have here quite a lot of rights. They can do things, and there are a lot of, basically, just because you're a woman, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman in Jamaica, you can do whatever you want, which is not the case in many other countries in the world. And a lot of people who live in Jamaica don't realize that. And they kind of take this stuff for granted, the fact that, women occupy, take really top managerial positions and, the academic positions, all of that. And they're treated just the same way as men, which is amazing, especially if you come from the background of the kind of Eastern European background I come from. So this would be the second. The third would probably be people. I came to Jamaica originally because I had this, list, but I first came for just like 10 days to check and have a look. And it just exceeded all my expectations. And once I met the people, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm staying here. Definitely. I love it. Well, I still was like, well, I'm going to stay here for just 1 year studying. And that's it. And then, if it works out well, it works out well. If it doesn't, I just gonna go. And Costa Rica was my second choice. So that was one. Actually, I was considering Trinidad and Barbados as well. So it was Trinidad and Barbados, yeah. But Costa Rica was because it actually has a bigger access to different lands for exploration. That was the only reason why Costa Rica was, but it's Spanish-speaking country, which was a problem. So I liked Barbados and Trinidad as other options, I thought. Yeah, and people probably now listening, especially those who are not particularly impressed with the way I look, because there was like some comments there already. But I'm so used to those different comments, so I just don't. But anyway, but people probably listening thinking
there's just some people that have different things that's going on.
I know. Well, it's their problem. But the point is, like, sometimes, people listening to be thinking, wow, she could choose where she wanted to live. Well, probably rich, Yeah, so just moving around. Well, obviously it wasn't that way. I had spent 18 years working towards that very one goal. Yeah. So that was, that's my story in short.
I see someone just asked, what made you choose Jamaica over Trinidad and Barbados?
The size and the cultural aspects, basically. So the size over Barbados, because Barbados doesn't have mountains, unfortunately. I went to Barbados. Yeah. I went there, a beautiful, beautiful island. Loved it. People fantastic. Oh, but it's too small. Compared to Jamaica, and it's small in the variety too, because the variety, like all the over 100 waterfalls in Jamaica, the mountains and everything, and the cultural aspect as well. I didn't know much about Trinidad and Tobago. I hardly knew anything about them at all. And as I was studying, they're getting like very industrial towards the oil, obviously, they discovered and stuff, and Jamaica is more of the cultural aspect that attracted me a lot.
Wow. I've not
so that was
or Trinidad, but I want to go to both of them, and just to compare the differences and similarities in islands. I actually want to do a whole island tour. So yeah.
Have you been to Barbados?
I haven't.
Have you been to?
I haven't been to.
What about other Caribbean places? Have you been to other Caribbean places?
I've been to Bahamas and I've been to Dominican Republic. Those are the only two places, and those were for work. So I really didn't get to see the place. So I need to go back to those places and to the other islands just to see the entire Caribbean, because I'm so very interested.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the entire Caribbean is actually a fantastic region. If people only travel, some bloggers would say, like the ones who are not from the Caribbean, they would usually travel and they go, old Caribbean, they kind of look the same, similar, blah, blah, blah. Well, there are some similarities, definitely. There are some large corporations that run in all of the like DJ sellers all around Caribbean. So you kind of come there and you know what's going on. You sort of, but at the same time, every nation, like if you look at every island in the Caribbean is very different. It has a unique feature. And I'm hoping that one day I'd be able to make this little documentary showing the unique feature of every single Caribbean nation, because we're kind of all as one people, but at the same time, we have our own, something special, and it's special. It's fantastic. And I think people need to, cherish that.
But that's my vision, that's my plan, that's my roadmap, to go to all the Caribbean islands and to do videos in all the Caribbean islands. And
absolutely. And big up the bloggers in those Caribbean countries, because I don't know that many, but I would love to, kind of also introduce them. Yeah, absolutely. So if you're a blogger in one of the Caribbean countries, let us know. And you can contact us, right?
Definitely. Let us be your country next.
Right. Okay.
What I want to know is, what are some of the best experiences that you've had in Jamaica? Because I know you've had many, and it's so amazing to you've come to Jamaica and just taken on the island as though it's yours, as though you've been here so long, and it's so very amazing.
I think if I had to choose like one best experience, is probably launching my YouTube channel and meeting all of the people. Because what happened when I launched, when I lived here, I met a lot of fantastic people. And of course, some of them will work together, others just friends, and others just like people I just know. It was brilliant. But once I started my YouTube channel, I learned so much from my subscribers and from the audience. Because, as I produce a video, they start commenting and they start leaving some absolutely fantastic tips. Like, from something very practical, like I learned how to save my bananas from ants, and I hadn't been able to do that for so long because I live in the bush, basically. And each time I got bananas, they would all be overwhelmed with ants. So a gentleman commented in one of the, like to use some cinnamon and to put them, like hang them like that, and it worked brilliant. I loved it. And so from something practical like this to absolutely brilliant like sharing of people. Some people contacted me, the authors of books, and I met them in person. They're brilliant. And then I started Patreon, and that was even more cool because I met so many unbelievable people. So this probably was one of the best experience I had in Jamaica, is starting the channel and connecting with Jamaicans all across the world, not just Jamaicans in Jamaica, but also Jamaicans in the diaspora, which was and still is probably one of the best. But that's if I need to choose one. Otherwise, there were like 10,000 of.
Imagine. What I want to know is, what's the main similarity of Jamaica and Ukraine? And what's the main difference?
That's actually a very good question, because I was thinking about how similar Ukraine to Jamaica in so many ways is in the way it's difficult to put in simple words, but Ukraine is one of those rare countries that had been occupied by everyone and had never occupied anyone. So we had always been like the country, the place of people struggling a lot against all the other ones who were trying to get a little bit of our land. And that had been quite similar for Jamaica, except that Jamaica had 460 something years of occupation. Ukraine had over 700 years, but Jamaica had it worse in some ways, so that, and as a result, that became, the kind of spirit that people have. If you heard of the news, Ukraine is always trying to fight for our democracy. We're still on the way though. Yeah. So that is kind of the struggle people had to go through in some parts, made people resilient. So the resilience is the similarity. That's what I wanted to say. Not so much even though the historical parts do have similarity, but that's too difficult to explain. I will probably make a separate video about this at some point. But the resilient people, this is very similar. And the other thing is also because of the language and things. Like in Jamaica, patois is not promoted much. And sometimes people are like, I wouldn't say frowned upon, but it does happen. You know, people who speak Pato, they're viewed like, oh, you know, they need to speak like proper language. In Ukraine, we had a similar situation with Ukrainian language. It was like prohibited at some point. And people who spoke Ukrainian, they were like frowned upon, while Russian was the main language. So it was like, so actually a lot of similarities in the negative things. But there you go. But of course, there are a lot of similarities in the good things too, because Ukrainian people are obsessed about food, and so is Jamaicans in a way that.
Yeah, but you know, that in a plate, like on a Sunday, you see this big plate with rice, chicken, vegetable, plantain.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the food thing would be like in Jamaica. I hadn't ever heard about Jamaican food while I was in Ukraine. I never heard. I was sure that Ukrainian food was the most tasty food in the world, you know, because that's it. And then when I came to Jamaica, I was so much for surprise, you know. I was like one of the best surprises I got about. Remember, I said Jamaica exceeded my expectations, and it was in so many ways. And one of the ways was precisely food.
And for your family, how was the transition with them coming over as well? Was that an easy?
It was more difficult for my husband than for me, I guess. But I wouldn't want to, you know, speak on his behalf. But for the kids, doesn't matter, you know, because kids, they adjust to anything. Like when I was a kid, I started, like my parents took me from one place to another from the age of 4. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Whatever, you know, just move on. Okay, all right. You know, when I was 7, how old? Yeah, I was 7. I was taken to Siberia, so I lived in Siberia for 3 years. And then when I was 10, we went to Mongolia, and I lived in Mongolia for 1 year. So that was a bit of a culture shock, but that was the first one. And then there were so many more to follow, so I kind of adjusted. So they're not really culture shocks. Yeah, and for kids, it was all right. I hope, anyway. Well. There was another thing, is that the biggest difference between Jamaica and Ukraine is weather.
Oh, yeah, I saw when you did a video and you were showcasing some things that would happen in Ukraine, and I saw snow, and I saw.
And yeah, but the problem is too cold in winter, too dirty in spring and autumn. It's always like some dirt everywhere, and it's too hot in summer. So do you know, it's just
too much of everything.
Yes.
It's not
yeah. Also, well,
have you been
just the people writing. Yeah.
Have you been back since you've been here?
Yeah, I before COVID, I was going to Ukraine regularly, like once a year. But since 2019, I haven't been back to Ukraine since 2019 because of COVID. I can't travel. This, by the way, is something I wanted to ask you. I noticed that you went to the US several times in the last, 2 times, I think you went.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So yeah. Correct.
So what, if you don't mind, maybe you can share, what was the purpose? Like, did you go because of computer, or did you go for some other things, or was it too personal?
I went for a vacation. I went because I felt like it. The thing is, prior to COVID, I usually travel about 2 to 3 times per year. And 2020, I traveled once before COVID, and then I was home for the rest of the year. And then this year I decided that, you know, life is short. You see, it's so unpredictable, and so many people are dying, and so many things are happening, and I am fatigued being at home. I want to get up, I want to go out, and plus I wanted to go see my friends and family, so I traveled. And then for the second travel also, added thing was that my computer was broken, but that was another excuse to go. I would have gone anyways. But yeah, that's right. The second trip. But I wanted to try.
Do you have family there? Do you have family in the US?
I do, and I have friends.
All right. Okay.
I have lots of friends even from high school who migrated to the US that are there, so I tend to see them whenever I travel. So yeah, that's my purpose of traveling. But one day I want to travel to actually do a big meet and greet, because I know a great majority of my subscribers are in the US. I don't know how and when and where.
Oh yeah, you might want to. Yeah, you might want to do that.
Across so many states, so we'll see.
Have you been to any Eastern European country? We're talking, live in Jamaica versus Ukraine. Yeah. Have you been? Well, I don't think you've been to Ukraine.
No, I haven't been. I don't
know. No, but any European country, any Eastern European.
Do you want me to admit I don't even know which one of the countries are in the east of Europe?
Well, Eastern Europe is not countries like the area which is east from the Western Europe, I guess.
I don't know which ones are in the east and which ones are in the west.
Well, the Western, okay, you can divide like Europe in the countries that speak. Yeah, the Western Europe, basically, they're the ones that are very rich, and then there is Eastern Europe that are not so rich, and some are actually quite poor. Well, but there you go. So you can see countries that speak Slavonic. Yes, Slavonic languages. These are Eastern European countries. Like start probably from Czech.
Yeah, Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, Romania, Russia.
Yeah. So, well, Russia is really in Eastern Europe and Asia, so they occupy too. Yeah, but they also speak a Slavonic language. So
I've been to the west, not the east.
Okay. Yes. Well, of course. Yeah. So, all right. Okay. So the next topic, you want to go?
The next topic is we're going to touch a little bit on your battle with this large media corporation. And a lot of comments.
All right.
A
lot of comments where people asking. You know, the thing is, though, we shouldn't be actually calling the name of this corporation because I don't want your YouTube channel to get in trouble because of that. Because the guys might claim the copyright over the content we're now creating as we're running this stream. So anyway, but I think most people know what large corporation it is. For those who are not aware what happened, I'm a professional journalist. Actually, I studied journalism, and I made one of the videos criticizing local media in Jamaica. I wasn't really picking on anyone specifically. I was just criticizing like news reports, the style in which news reports were made in Jamaica. And it's not really what they're reporting, it's how they do it that is highly unethical when it comes to journalistic practices. And I simply pointed this out, and in my almost 40-minute video, I used like a few clips just as examples and commented and criticized like what specifically was wrong. I wasn't criticizing the company, I was specifically criticizing a piece of video. This completely corresponds to the fair use by US law and fair production by Jamaican law. So it's not copyrighted. However, that media corporation was not happy. So they simply requested YouTube to remove that video from my YouTube channel. And this was done, automated system from YouTube does this right away. So they don't even look at the video. So anyone can report any video. So if somebody decides to report a video, they can just do that. And then YouTube removes that video, all right, gives you a copyright strike. And then they start sorting it out. All right. So they act first because YouTube has to comply. They're not allowed not to remove it. And so what you can do the counter notification, explain that, well, I'm sorry, guys, but there was no problem with copyright. And YouTube would look at it and either take your side or their side. If they take your side, then that other company that claimed copyright would have to provide documents proving that that YouTube has to keep the video down. All right. So while they were doing that, I issued another video. And I posted exactly the same video. I just removed all the clips from that corporation and just left the quotes. And and they put the copyright strike on that one too. And they removed that one too. And of course, it's already 2 copyright strikes. 3 copyright strikes removes the channel from YouTube. And it will just ban my channel.
But you'll be fine, because even the style that you did in the second video to just add quotes, you're within your right to do that,
Absolutely. But the thing is, the process, right, can take like a month, 2 months. And that's yeah, so that's the thing. So now, of course, I'm going to be sorting that out soon. And I cannot, and I've seen that people try and like to comment, so what's going on, give us the video. I don't want to escalate the case without I'm giving them a chance to basically, realize that that was a mistake on their behalf. And if they don't realize that, well, then we'll see what's going to happen next.
Yeah. But I must say though, in commenting on the video, the work that you put in, the production of it, the information, it was all so very good. And as a fellow YouTuber, seeing you do such high quality work, it makes me feel so good. And I could see that you did hours of research, and the things that you pointed out were some of the things that I've always thought about, but have never heard someone else say it. And when I was watching the video, I'm like, that's so true. Like, that is so true. I think your channel will be fine. It will be sorted out. It's just having to go through the process. But the work you did in it, kudos to you. It was
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I really hope my videos are useful. That's the whole purpose of the channel. I wanted to create the channel to push a little bit of, journalistic work that would cover Jamaica from not more. You see, I could have done just a personal vlog, but I didn't want it to be just a personal vlog because, well, I'm not a Jamaican. Maybe if I was a Jamaican, I would have definitely made like a proper personal vlog about Jamaica as a Jamaican, but I don't have that advantage. So I'm just like, I'm just a journalist talking to people and sharing some of the experiences as a foreigner living in Jamaica, even though I do view Jamaica as my home. But still, there are so many things I don't know. And like, there hasn't been a single day that I haven't learned something new about Jamaica. And I've been here 7 years and I'm studying. I've read so many books about Jamaica, like written by Jamaicans and all of that. And still, every single day, there is something new I learn. And this is just amazing.
Jamaica is not a real place. Did you know that? Have you heard that?
It depends. Yes, I heard that. So tell me more about it.
Jamaica is a TV channel. The whole country is a TV channel. Or people are just so, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you'd see these memes that said being Jamaican is an experience. It's not just a nationality. It's a whole experience that people like, how do you guys come up with these things? There's just so much. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm happy that you've made Jamaica your home and you're loving it. And, it's unfortunate that you're going through this battle, but
it's actually fortunate because I did create a video to attract their attention, which I succeeded. Well, that was my second goal. My first goal, of course, was to show the people how to, deal with this news, and so that people would realize that they shouldn't be taking these things like literally when they watch this news. But the second goal was, of course, to attract the attention of journalists in Jamaica. And now, maybe nothing's going to come out of it, but at least one thing definitely has already happened. Those journalists who watched that video, I can tell you for sure, next time they're doing news reports, they will think twice, and they would feel that behind their back, like, I shouldn't really say that because this is what it's going to, the consequence is going to be. So I kind of wanted to make sure the journalists hear that. That was my main goal. So, the second main goal. By the way,
they saw it.
Yes, they definitely saw it.
And they're watching this video, so they'll hear it as well.
Rosh, the other thing I wanted to ask you, because they were interviewing you about housing. I saw it on your Instagram. That was just recent as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what is it? What is the show? What is the show about? Is it about housing in Jamaica?
It is about housing in Jamaica. Yes, it showcases. After watching your video and understanding how news reports are done or documentary done, it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. But it was really speaking about housing in Jamaica, the lack of housing solutions, and what the government has been doing to try to bridge that gap. and where the shortage that's happening and how high housing prices are. So it showed a bit of the entire spectrum of housing, who is affording, who can't afford, where it is, etc. My piece in it was just speaking about my personal view on housing in Jamaica and what I would like to be able to afford and where I would like to live. And being that I've been doing this housing series on YouTube, so it was fitting for them to include me being a millennial in the search of housing. What's it like? What's my take on that?
Are you a millennial? You're much younger than millennial. You're Generation X or Z or what?
Millennial, darling.
I'm millennial. I can be like you. Well, maybe not your mom, but
Millennial, darling.
I heard you had a birthday recently. Was it 18?
Mine was my 28th birthday, but I know I'll
Uh,
take it. Thank you.
You do look 18. Like when I saw your channel for the first time, I was like, this little girl, like such
No,
young lady, and she's like going around.
a lot of people think I'm 18, 19, 20
You
maybe.
are, yeah. You look very young, yeah. You definitely do.
I
That's
know,
the
and then
thing.
the whatever hairstyle I'm wearing also adds or takes away from the age. If I'm
Do
catching,
you do you do you get people asking you for documents if you're buying like beer and things?
well, not in Jamaica, not in
Well,
Jamaica.
in Jamaica, people look younger and they know that. So
Yeah,
maybe in Jamaica you're good. But what about the US? Do they ask for your documents?
definitely in the US because the US kids
It's 21.
they're a lot bigger in the body size, so they already look so much older. So yes, definitely in the US. I don't go anywhere without my ID because people question, and sometimes when I even go to places, they ask if it's a fake ID. I'm like, no, but I'll take the compliment. Thank you. But can I tell you, when I was 17, in Jamaica, I couldn't wait to turn 18 so badly because I wanted to be able, even though I wasn't drinking, I wanted to feel like I'm of age. And at that time, I guess I looked like 12 because everybody asked me then if I was old enough to be in the club. Because that time we had clubs, if I was old enough to be doing things. And even when I started driving, police would pull me over so many times just to ask if I stole my mom's car. And they would harass me because I looked so young. Actually, the reason I started wearing makeup was because I wanted to look older. That's the only reason I started wearing makeup when I was 18, just to feel older.
You see, I always had the opposite problem because when I was 16, I looked like I was 25 and people never ever, questioned my age. It was the opposite for me all the time. So I really can't see, like, I can't understand how exactly that works for you. And I guess you've been actually struggling with that, I bet, a few times.
Yeah, it is. It does get annoying, especially when you're pulled over by the police. You need to, because when I was in college, I used to drive to school and they would pull me over when I have an early class. And I'm like, I really need to get to class. I really need to go do this exam. And they pull me over, asking me series of questions, and that used to be so annoying. And
Yeah, okay.
I mean, there are more advantages than disadvantages to looking younger than the age, but the disadvantage sometimes is that you don't get the respect that you deserve because oftentimes
Right. People don't take you seriously
yeah,
in a way, yeah, because they think you're still a kid. Right.
yeah.
That's the thing.
But usually
Uh,
when I start speaking, then they get in line very quickly because
yeah.
no nonsense.
I wanted to note quickly for the people who are watching this live now that we will have a Q&A session at the very end, like for questions and answers, maybe, because I see that they're writing the questions and some obviously communicating with us, but I don't have the time to read them. I don't know if you can read them
Yeah,
at the same
I'll read
time.
them in between, so it's fine. They can ask questions now if they choose to. I'll read them in between and the others will take
there was one question about property, because we were talking about that media situation with the housing, and I saw there was a question from one person about real estate. Janella, so will you interview with Janella about house hunting and real estate on your YouTube channel? So this was a question from Kadeen. I don't know if...
the person is asking if that video will be on my channel. I hope that it will be on my channel. Probably not.
Or maybe not that video. I don't know. If the Janella is, who is that? I don't know.
Janella is the host for the housing documentary. That's
okay. All right.
Maybe I'll put a snippet of it in a future video. I'm not too sure as yet. But as for the entire documentary, no, because it's not my work. It's not my. I don't have the usage, the copyright usage
to be able to publish it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
So it will possibly be on your channel at some point, but I'll update you guys. And I saw a question, someone asking me if I've ever had any problems with the media. So far, no, thank God.
No, you really need to do something towards them for them to notice. No, because really, I mean, I knew that was the case, that could happen, and I knew what I was doing. The thing is, though, I don't want to, push it further without. Yeah, it's difficult to explain, but I will be making a separate video on this later when it's all over, or when I reach the stage that I can make a video about it. So I'm working on it. So for everyone, they can stay patient, especially for my subscribers if they're watching this live stream now. We had the other thing on the list, and before we go to it, about housing, I just wanted to mention that I do have a video. Let me advertise. I do have a video on my channel.
Wow.
About housing in Jamaica. Look at that. I'm using your channel to promote my content. No, but seriously, I do have a video. I do have a video about housing in Jamaica. It's called Jamaica Real Estate, basically explaining the general idea. But there are so many. I actually used some of Roshleen's videos for inspiration as to the houses, because I was going through all of your content with house hunting, and I didn't want to make a video that would also be house hunting, because I didn't want to interfere with your content on that, so I just made a general video. And then I don't know if you if you know how YouTube works. Remember one of your videos going viral in February? It was about the marketplace, the Coronation Market, but it got over 300,000 views or something. Remember that one?
Yeah, I remember.
So when it was like when your video was going viral, because it was going viral, my video, which was the supermarket video, was recommended next to yours as up next. Yeah. And as a result, my video went viral. Now, when I did another video on, remember you had the other video about the beautiful black skin video? I had another one now on my channel that was going viral, and your video was recommended as up next. So your video went viral. So this is the YouTube thing, is like the more content we produce, it crosses like this. So, and if we kind of touch upon similar topics at the same time, both of our videos go promoted, which is amazing, like the way the algorithm works. And, this is something I just noticed when I was observing like how these things go. So.
Yeah, because even like when I started doing the house hunting series, there were people that were doing one and two videos house hunting, but it wasn't so prevalent in Jamaica. But when I started doing it and it started working and all the videos started taking off, I guess other persons started seeing that this is an avenue that they could take their YouTube channel. And I saw a lot of copycats. Some people, the only thing left for them to do is say, hey, I'm wrestling. But hey, everybody, the pie is big enough for all of us. So I did see where it started skyrocketing some other videos that were then recommended after mine. And I'm like, all right, eat the food too.
No, but it's good. The more Jamaican content is promoted, the better it is for Jamaica. Because at the end of the day, if you are in Jamaica, that you're receiving funds from the Google ads. So which is good. As long as it ends up here, that's fantastic. Talking about Jamaica, Kingston versus Montego Bay.
Yes.
Do you want to take out the next topic?
Montego Bay. Why Montego Bay?
Right. Well, it was by accident, really. I really loved the Ocho Rios because that was the first town where I went. It was Ochi. And I wanted to stay in Ochi. But then it just so happened that my husband worked at Hyatt hotels in Ukraine. And he thought, well, maybe if we relocate to Montego Bay instead of, Chirias, then he might be able to relocate to Hyatt because he was like team leader. So he could, get transferred. And that was before we found out that you couldn't work in Jamaica as a foreigner. You're not allowed to. You need to have a special visa specifically for that hotel. And then that hotel needs to prove that they cannot find a Jamaican in that position. Mm-hmm. And of course, that can work if you are general manager. Because they need specific person with experience in their hotel. And of course, if there is it was the first Hyatt built in Jamaica. So they hadn't had anyone with experience in that hotel for general manager. So they would have to hire someone from abroad, which is fine. But if it's a team leader and like food and beverage and things like that, then, they could find someone from Jamaica. So they wouldn't go and try to get a foreigner in that position. So, and then we realized that. But by that time, we had already thought okay, yeah, let's do Montego Bay. Why not? It's the center of tourism in a way. And I wanted to kind of be close to tourism because I'm a traveler. I've traveled to many countries and, I thought, well, maybe I can use some of my skills to be useful here. Even though when I relocated, my only business was an online school. That was my main business that I had been building for many years. So that's why we chose Mobay. But, and also, I heard of Kingston as the most dangerous place on earth. That's it. I was afraid to go there because of all the reputation. I mean, which is just, when I was going to Kingston for the first time, I went there because I had to register a company. Back then, the company's office was only in Kingston, and it was in New Kingston. I don't know if you're next to Knoxford station. Mm-hmm. Right. So, and I didn't have a car at that time. So I went to Knoxford, I got a ticket to Kingston, and I told my husband and my kids, okay, guys, I'm going to Kingston. So in case I don't come back.
Oh my God.
I mean, serious, that was that bad. I'm serious. That was that bad. And as I was going to Knoxford bus, one gentleman there, Jamaican, and I asked, well, is it true that it's so dangerous that people cannot go there and stuff? And he looked at me. I was like, well, listen, there is a million people live there. All right. I mean, what do you think's happening? And I'm like, oh, Jesus, I was in Pakistan before. It's not like I'm from some, nice, I traveled all, by the way, Pakistan is brilliant, but just people don't know that. And I was like, why did I buy that media nonsense? And when I got to Kingston, of course, it's nothing like media described it. And then, of course, apart from New Kingston, I also have some people I know in downtown Kingston. And I wouldn't say they're like my friends, but they're very nice people. And I really I hope I'd be able to make some nice, video with them and them talking about their lifestyle and things, because none of this is like film. But I don't. Do you have some videos from downtown? From apart from Carnation Market, talking about the communities in Kingston?
I can't say I do.
We need to make one. Because I don't know much about Kingston, but what I can tell you for sure is when I went there for the first time, I was so pissed off with myself. Of all people, I traveled so many places, and I do know so much, about journalism and how the information goes on. But seriously, I had such bad perception of Kingston before, from the media. And actually, that trip to Kingston was probably the time when I decided that I want to make this project and push the actual truth about what's going on in Jamaica, because I was like, oh my goodness, So there you go. So that's why I hadn't chosen Kingston back then. But now I'm thinking that Kingston is actually one of my favorite places in Jamaica, to be honest.
Look at you. Well,
Yes, it's amazing. So what about you? What do you feel about Kingston? How do you like living there?
well, it's definitely true that the media has done Kingston great injustice. I mean, it has done Jamaica a great injustice. The way it's portrayed. But I always say that like anywhere else in the world, there are good places and there are bad places. No, you're not. There are places that are more prevalent to crime, and then there are places that are not so much. So even if you go to some people glorify and glamorize some place like New York. There are places in New York that are really good, and then there are places in New York that are really bad, and you're just not gonna go there if you don't have to. It's the same with Kingston. Like there's some places you're not gonna go, and there's some places you are gonna go. And the ones that you're not gonna go because you're not familiar with the place, and
By the way, sorry, I interrupt you quickly. It's just that some of these places have some of the best people. Actually,
and
some
some of
people
them
there are fantastic.
some of the
They're
best.
really good. You know, Flankers area. I don't know if you heard of Flankers in Montego Bay. I have some brilliant people there. Excellent area. It just had so much bad rap from the news and from all sorts of things. It's called Flankers. So big up Flanker. I have some good friends there, and I mean, it's just we really need to look at situation. Once you get to know people in the area, once you get to know the area, you realize that there is a lot of people get, the places get bad reputation because one event happens at some point somewhere, right? And that's it. And then the whole place is like, okay, that's it. That's a dangerous place.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
There are good places, there are bad places. There are good people and there are bad people. You have good people in bad places and bad people in good places. You have good people in good. I mean, it's just, you just have to just take it as it is. Be careful wherever you go because you couldn't be somewhere where you consider to be good. And you just end up in a bad situation. You're at the wrong place at the wrong time. So for me, I was born and raised in Kingston. And yes, I've heard all the bad news and the reputation that Kingston has gotten, but I can't say I would trade it for anywhere else. I mean, it's what I know, it's what I grew up as. There are a lot of things that I hear being reported on the news. Personally, and thank God I'm not exposed to that, so I can't necessarily relate. While there are some that I have been exposed to, and again, some of these things could have happened anywhere. And I agree, Jamaica has its challenges and there are places that has its challenges, but we tend to magnify those challenges so much that we forget about the beauty and we forget about the good in the people,
That's
the good in
true.
the places, and these experiences. And that's why I try to just focus so much on the positives in Jamaica, focus so much like some people when I go into some of these inner city communities or in these ghetto communities and they have people in the comments sometimes, oh, don't call it a ghetto. I'm like, first of all, don't need to stop being so sensitive sometimes. Like, come on, we all
Yeah,
know.
but I'm tired. I'm tired about it. Get on them.
I'm just like, come on, we are gonna go to place, we're gonna eat some box food, we're gonna kick out, we're gonna chill out, we're gonna talk to them people, we're gonna relax. That's what life is about, at the end of the day, the whole of we are going 6 foot deep. So stop stress out about the things I'm gonna need to stress out. I'm not gonna do low need to do. You know? But I
Yeah.
love Kingston. I've never lived in Montego Bay. I've visited. I love Montego Bay. I love Jamaica. I'm not
Well, I love every place in Jamaica. Every place in Jamaica has its own unique things, and
everywhere
that
has
has
own unique
absolutely.
things.
Do you think that Montego Bay is dangerous, though?
I just think in every parish there are smaller communities that you know the chances of something dangerous happening are greater than other places. So I won't say the whole of Montego Bay is dangerous or the whole of Kingston is dangerous. Or no, it's just like you do have some communities when some things happen and it can happen anywhere.
Hmm.
But
Would you live in Mobay? Would you relocate and live in Mobay?
I would. I'm a city girl and it's city and it has that city life, so I would. I like the countryside too, but I don't know, I can't see myself just doing countryside totally. What I'd love is to have a balance. I have a house in the countryside, a house on the beach, and a house in the
And the
city.
city,
And then
right.
go about, So I
So
love
if you were to choose, Rosh, if you were to choose one place in Jamaica where to live, like just any place, where would you live?
right now Kingston. I'm biased to Kingston. So I would
Yeah,
choose
you'd,
Kingston and move about. But I would live in Ochi. I would live in Mobe. Yeah, I'd live in the city part and move about. I love Portland. I love the greenery. I love the water. But what I know I can't deal with 6 o'clock the place locked down. I'm gonna have nothing to do because I'm a city girl. I need to be able to be outside. But I mean, COVID changed all that. But you know, so Jamaica is small. 4 hours and you're on the other side of the island. We move about in a day. So
interesting. I would actually choose to live on a boat. And then just go on a boat around the island. So I would just dock in one place, right? Because I just want to be everywhere at the same time. I would just dock in one place, then live there for some time, then dock at the other place and live there. So that bit around Jamaica, yeah, because it's just so beautiful here. I mean, I think if I were to pick the beauty, I would live in Blue Mountains, but then I would want to have an access to the sea and the city. So kind of.
here's my
and the atmosphere in St. Elizabeth, I really like. Around Treasure Beach and then the Black River. I really like their atmosphere. They have very specific. And I also like Clarendon. And I like everywhere, and I like St. Thomas. It's being under promoted by everyone. It's just.
Here's my thing with the Blue Mountains, though. Like I love the Blue Mountains.
All right.
It gets cold. I know it's not.
Yeah, it's cold. It's
not
cold.
Your kind
it's
of
cold.
Like Ukraine cold.
No, man. When I was in Blue Mountain, when I went to Blue Mountain Peak, I was wearing a jacket. It was so cold. I was freezing. But then again, I actually get cold in Montego Bay too. In January. Yes, in January sometimes, because I wake up really early. I wake up at 5.
Yes,
and each time I wake up early, it's so cold. At some point, I was wearing those thick socks. I mean, when I lived in Calypsoville, which is right by the sea, it was actually quite chilly for me. So I was
for like an hour. It was chilly for me.
Well, no, man. It could be like really until like maybe 8 a.m. and then in the evening too. And also the fresh breeze. For some people, it's brilliant, it's fresh, but for me, it's actually, I would rather have a little warmer sometimes. But everybody who comes to Jamaica, because I could swim in it. Winters are warm in Jamaica. It's the same temperature. It's just that in the morning, I personally, I'm just very sensitive to cold. That was one of the reasons I was looking for a country that has no winter, because I can't stand the cold. I mean, traveling there, like as a trip, as a vacation, somewhere where there is snow, fine. But living in there, no, no.
I got you. But I think Portland is just one of those parishes that I love. I don't know if I could live there.
No, but it's the greenest, the most beautiful parish. We have to.
So naturally, it's untapped. It's like one of those best kept secrets. It's just so. The air is so different over there. Everything just feels like
it is.
I think
I must say that St. Mary is it's kind of similar to Portland, but it's closer to Orchie. So it's just St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. They're 3 parishes that are kind of together, but Portland still, because of Blue Mountains, because of so much rainforest there. But then it rains a lot. And Portland is the only place in Jamaica where, but which makes sense. It rains, but then it's the beauty, the lush rainforest. So there you go.
You know where else? St. Elizabeth rains a lot, especially close to Appleton.
What? Oh, in that particular place. But it's actually the driest. It's the driest parish because of the mountains there. The Santa Cruz Mountains, they block all the moist. So as a result, it's really dry. So it is good for farming because it's not too many, the bed crops. They don't come up, and they're doing this. It's actually really cool. I really need to make a video about the farming there, because they have a very special way they farm things in Central Jamaica, and it is considered a breadbasket for Jamaica.
Yeah, for a reason. And when I went to the Appleton, I did the Appleton rum tour. They spoke so much about how much it rains every afternoon, and that's what helps the sugar cane to grow and for them to get the rum. I'm like, that's interesting. And as I finished giving the speech, it started raining, and I'm like, wow, you guys are on time.
All right. You know what I said? Let's go through each parish and say what you love most about it. Go on. Let's do that. Let's start with Portland, because from east to west. Let's start from Portland.
So Portland,
what do you love most about Portland?
I love the greenery. I love that it's like I think it's the most untouched place. I think it has a lot of its natural beauty. So I love the greenery, the beauty, and the temperature, the atmosphere, the air. It feels so unpolluted in Portland.
That's true. That's true. Well, my best thing with Portland is definitely that side of Blue Mountains, because they look like Jurassic Park alive. It's like the Jurassic Park Blue Mountains, looking like the mountains. They have these kind of all covered in rainforest. Gorgeous. I love that. And so that would be one of my favorite things about Portland. And of course, the number of waterfalls. It has most waterfalls, and they're so tall and so diverse and everywhere. And what else I love Portland about? Well, of course, in my opinion, the most beautiful beaches are there. Sorry, guys. That's my opinion. Frenchman's Cove, Sun Beach, Boston. I like all of them, actually. They're all like these lagoons, and also the Blue Lagoon there in Portland. They're the mix of fresh and. You've been there. I've been there. I saw you. You were making. Did you do rafting there too in Blue Lagoon? Did you?
I did the rafting there in the Rio Grande.
Yes, right. Rio Grande is rafting. It's actually the best place for rafting. It is the best place for rafting.
I want to go to Martha Brae though. I actually was gonna go 2 weeks ago, and then it rained, and then I didn't bother. But I'm gonna come as soon as we're all clear from the rain.
Yeah, definitely. Martha Brae is nice. Yeah. Okay, but wait. Okay, so Portland, St. Mary. What's your favorite thing about
Before we move on from Portland, I'm seeing where Julia for Justice saying that the most birds are in. Oh, she's asking if most birds are in Portland. I don't know.
They're in St. Andrew. St. Andrew is a Blue Mountain. The St. Thomas St. Andrew in Portland is just around that area. They're in the middle. Birds. You're talking about birds?
Birds, yeah.
Yeah. Birds, yes. They are in Blue Mountains, basically. And Blue Mountains spread across several parishes. So there would be where the Blue Mountain Peak, and from it is Portland, St. Thomas, and St. Andrew. So they're around there, as far as I know, anyway. Yeah, I'm not an expert.
Yoshi says that she loves how quiet it is. The sea is extra blue, and it's just simply breathtaking. That's Portland. Yeah, girl. For sure.
Right.
So the next one is St. Thomas.
No, so we're going. Okay. Let's do St. Thomas. All right. Let's do St. Thomas. Yeah, man, that's good. St. Thomas. So, what do you think about St. Thomas?
Can I tell you, St. Thomas is so. I think it's an underrated. It's not spoken about so much. There's not a lot of activities that we know about St. Thomas, and it's one of those parishes that I've been wanting to explore some more.
It requires exploration. Exploration, really, because from Moran Bay, and the rebellions were there, the historical parts are there, everything is there, the beauty, the waterfalls, the big mountains, everything's there. No people, though. I mean, people don't go to explore the place as much. And also, the only place with waves, I would say, well, St. Thomas would probably be the place to go for waves, because in Jamaica, we don't have that many waves elsewhere. As there are some, in St. Thomas. Well, bits of Portland too, but mostly it's St. Thomas.
Overall,
they have surfing there. They have surfing
out in Bull Bay, St. Thomas.
Yes.
So, but that's one of the parishes that I need to explore some more.
Yes, definitely. And I do have some people we need to meet up with Alex there from the Elite Jamaica. I think he's in St. Thomas. So that would be pretty cool. Right. So next one would be, where are we going? Let's go in St. Andrew.
Well,
so St. Andrew.
St. Andrew, considering that St. Andrew is Kingston, but it's not Kingston.
It's not Kingston. It's uptown Kingston school, and then the rest.
It's all one big mix-up. But what I like is that there's some parts of St. Andrew where it feels like you're in the countryside, but it's only minutes away from the city. So even though you know you have a mixture of that countryside living with not being too far away from the city. So that's what I like the most. Because a 5-minute drive and you're in the mountains.
Absolutely. You go Holywell Park, and then it's only like I don't know. Or I love this Cafe Blue, in Irish Town. Cafe Blue in Irish Town.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of my favorite spots because of the view. Because of the view and
hills of that side and all of that. But even coming over on the other side of St. Andrew, up Red Hills, going up to Cooper's Hill, or going up Stony Hill, or that's all St. Andrew, and you're so close to Kingston. Even up Content Spring is St. Andrew.
Yes, Halfway Tree, by the way, is one of Halfway Tree St. Andrew. It's one of the things, like with Halfway Tree, I really like. It's one of my favorite spots in Kingston because I can get all the shopping. I just go to Halfway Tree, and all of the plazas are around, the banks are around, everything's around. I really find it very convenient. Yeah, and the transportation hub is there too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then
all right
over into Kingston, meaning that everything is in Kingston. So it's the city. It's where commerce is. It's where it's the main part. The disadvantage is that too many people are there. But that's what makes it what it is. So.
Right. What about Kingston Parish, which would be with Port Royal, the capital?
Well, I like that. So when I go to Port Royal, I feel like I'm in a history book. Sometimes I feel like
do you feel like you are what?
When I go to Port Royal, because the buildings are still in the same state that they've been in forever, I feel like I'm in the history books. I feel like it feels so good there. It's crime free. The people are loving everywhere, but it just feels like I'm in another town. Like I'm not in Jamaica, but I'm in Jamaica. That's what I like about Port Royal. Like it's like a getaway because you have to drive on that peninsula.
Do you go to Lime Key? Do you go to Lime Key, like the beach there?
I haven't been in years. I used to go when I was in college or when I was in high school, but I haven't gone. It's been a while. But I go to Port Royal quite often.
Yeah. Oh, what about downtown Kingston? They now made new paintings on the walls in downtown. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've been there.
The new artists. The artists, they repainted the whole thing. It's just because it's COVID now, so it's very difficult to do like any footage there properly.
When you come to Kingston, let's do a whole tour of Kingston.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, definitely. That's my plan for my channel. Sorry. Oh, you're doing this.
When I come to Montego Bay, we gotta do something.
Yes, we can do that, definitely. All right, so next parish, because if we do all 14 parishes, it's going to take us forever. So let's go quick so that we can do other things too, because we still have a lot of things to discuss. What was the okay? Which one you want to take the next? Let's do St. Mary.
Before we move on, let's pause a minute. I'm seeing 226 likes. And I'm seeing 431 people active on the line.
No, they didn't give us a like.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you to go and press that thumbs up button right now. We have to get the likes up to 400 at least. Come on, let's go.
You see some are pressing dislike button. Come on, guys. The like button is on the left. It's not on the right.
Is on the left. I know you guys are liking. You guys are liking the stream. So show us the love. I see we're up 268. Thank you. Come on, press that like button. We're not gonna press.
All right. I need some water. Oh, here's my water.
It's going up. Thank you guys so much.
No, it's all right. We're going to remind. We're going to remind more. We're going to remind more about the likes. Again, I think we should. All right, that's cool. So St. Mary, have you been to St. Mary? Have you visited like different places in St. Mary?
I have been to St. Mary. I'm trying to think of I can't say I've been.
Oracabessa,
yes.
Port Maria.
I've been to the beach. Just the other day.
Taki Falls. Did you go to Taki Falls?
I haven't been to Taki Falls, but I just did Robbins Bay in St. Mary.
Oh yeah.
There, about 3 weeks ago. I did a video there. So yeah, I've been going, but the beaches. Well, some of the beaches are nice.
I like when you drive. I think the best thing about the architecture not architecture, it's more like the natural thing in St. Mary as you drive in from that hill and you see the church. And you see this church and the waves are coming in and the rocks on the right. This is just probably one of the most scenic views. I go for St. Mary for scenic views. The views there absolutely gorgeous, and also there are a lot of historical buildings there, and Taki Falls, and of course it is a place of some of the biggest fights, with which is very interesting. The heritage is important in St. Mary, so people need to. They don't need to. If they want to, they really need to visit, St. Mary. And also, I think the other thing is Oracabessa is in St. Mary. It's not St. Anne, right? It's St. Mary, Oracabessa. Let me see, Boscombe, Oracabessa is St. Mary, right? It's the home of the James Bond. So, the author of the James Bond. So it's the parish that gave the world the James Bond series. This actually, which is I find amazing that a lot of people don't know, especially foreigners. They have no idea. No. So so this is definitely so this is my impression, just like my feelings about St. Mary. I really like driving through St. Mary. It's probably one of my favorite places to drive through.
Very scenic, definitely that. Because even this photo I took recently. I don't know if you guys are able to see. There we go.
Yes, man. It looks like St. Mary.
Yeah.
It's always like you have that.
I don't think you guys.
All right. The next parish. Which one we take? Let's say St. Catherine. Let's do St. Catherine. So, right. I haven't explored St. Catherine much. I mean, Spanish Town, but other than that, I don't know much about it at all.
So St. Catherine is big. It's very big.
It's big.
It is big, and it's very mountainous. My family is from St. Catherine, and it's there are parts of St. Catherine that, a lot of people, when they think St. Catherine, you think Portmore and Spanish Town. But there's so much more to St. Catherine than just Portmore and Spanish Town. There's a whole countryside experience that happens in. So you got Bagwalk, you got Guysdale section, you got all of those things. It's so mountainous. You feel that's where the real farming happens. That's where the real countryside happens, where you see these videos of people like down digging, doing the country. You be like, people ask you, where are you from? St. Catherine? No, but St. Catherine is more urban, it's more Spanish town, but it's really not. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's right. Because I've been to Bogwalk, and you see, because the new highway goes through St. Catherine, you can actually drive through that T3 highway and see St. Catherine is absolutely. It's like these huge mountains there, and also a lot of farming there.
Yeah,
there's like farms are sitting there. The true juice is there. All the true juice they're farming in St. Catherine, I think.
Yeah, and yes, it is. And the famous flat bridge is in St. Catherine.
Right.
I tell you, I was scared.
That gets flooded each time.
I was so scared of that bridge growing up as a child because you hear so many stories.
But it's narrow. It's narrow, and it is scary, especially before the renovation, because they did some renovation. So.
Yeah, but now that I start driving, now I can appreciate it. I know it's not so bad. But when I was smaller, it was just like this. I was so terrified of going around that town.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful area there as you drive through the rivers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I love the in near Spanish Town. There's this, what do you call it? Like a dam, like the electricity dam, or they have. It's like it looks like a waterfall, and it's close to Spanish. Yeah, and it's in St. Catherine. It's so holistic there. When you're there, it's just the water's flowing, and not that many people. It's just really nice area. Really like that.
And then even going to what we know St. Catherine to be in Spanish Town, there's so much history in Spanish Town.
Oh yeah, of course. It's one of the first. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we all know the history of Spanish Town and what it was, what it is, and what it can be.
Well, Spanish Town in itself, Villa de la Vega, what do they call it? What they called it originally is definitely deserves a separate. A separate video about Spanish, just like Kingston, it has just so much to talk about with Spanish Town alone. So that's that. Let's move to Clarendon. Have you been there?
Yeah, I've been several times, but I can't think of anything significant that I've done there. To be honest, I've done to do some real estate videos there. That's about it.
All right, that's it. They have waterfalls in Clarendon.
I have never been.
Right, I've never been there either. I just know they are there because I discovered them on the map, and I from other vloggers and from other research, but I haven't been there yet. And some are really beautiful. I really want to go and film. And with Clarendon, I really like the flat surface you see. Do you know, so you go, there's mountain, and then there's really flat and can see far, which looks I found it really cool, similar with Manchester, but we'll get to that one. So Clarendon was kind of surprising for me. I didn't expect it to look the way it looked. It's just quite different from the rest of Jamaica, isn't that there's this flat surface you can see. So that's my experience with Clarendon. I didn't have the chance to do much there. I drove through it several times, and that's about it. But I don't know, what do people think about it? The people who are watching, our audience. And
says,
Milk River. It's Milk River in Clarendon. It's at the edge. Is it the edge of the Milk River?
Yes, that's where I wanted to go. Salt River Bath.
Right. And there are some, what do you call them? Little, I don't know what they are, but they're like red lakes, alco residual lakes. They are in Clarendon, but I don't know what they are. Do you know what they are? Just below Maypen. I don't know what they are. But if you look at Google Maps, you will see they look like red dots, big red dots. Yeah, I don't know if they are from, is it because of bauxite or something? So,
quite possibly. That's definitely an option. Then we move over to St. Anne, which of course has Ocheria Stone in there, so we all know.
Oh, the St. Anne. Oof. Yes, St. Anne.
There's so much there, even outside of Ocheria, that I'm also yet to discover and to explore.
Well, I would say I know St. Anne Parish probably second after the St. I know St. James really well, and Trelawney really well, and St. Anne's. These are the three parishes I know really well, and St. Anne is definitely a place where there is a lot to see, especially when it comes to gardens, botanical gardens, everything to do with rainforest and everything. Yeah, and the communities there, I really like how they are spread in St. Anne. They are very accessible, unlike some communities in Blue Mountains where you really need a four-wheel drive. In St. Anne, it's easier, and also because there are way too many rivers in St. Anne. I think there are some.
Yeah, and spots, and it's just so scenic. There's a lot of scenery in St. Anne to the different
St. Anne, yes,
so
definitely.
yeah. And then
what's your favorite place in St. Anne?
You know, I don't know. I don't have a favorite place.
You don't have a favorite. Okay, mine is Irie Blue Hole. Definitely is the waterfalls. I have a video about them. It's actually at the border of St. Anne and St. Mary, so they don't just belong to St. Anne. They're kind of at the border of St. Anne and St. Mary.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's White River and it's Irie Blue Hole, or just the Blue Hole. It's one place I really enjoy, and each time I go there, I try to pop in to those waterfalls again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot really to talk about each parish, but we'll just go quickly through so people would get an idea, especially people who haven't been to Jamaica, just what each parish is about. So,
Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester. That's a lot going all around.
Yeah, it's a lot. No, but I can go like quick. Basically, yeah, go quick. Well, first let's go south. So Manchester is all about nice houses and cool weather in the mountains, and it's a city. You know, the Mandeville. Yes, and I find it like a hidden. You have wild nature, yeah, but you have like wild nature. Everything's super wild, nothing. Then you just drive in the city, and it's like this absolutely like specially built city in the middle. Mandeville is excellent, and I find that a lot of either expats or people who returnees, they choose to live there.
A lot of persons retire in Mandeville. There are a lot of big
right. This is one of the cool things, and I also love what the thing about Manchester is when you drive and you have this flat mountain with a lot of windmills, so that's for the electricity, and it looks so cool. It looks so cool. There is this area there that is pretty awesome, and you can see it from.
Daniel Buchanan says Manchester has the oldest golf course in the hemisphere. I didn't know that. Thanks for that information.
So I heard, but I have no idea. I haven't been there, so I don't know for sure. Yeah.
I do know that a lot of returning residents are there. A lot of persons expire in Mandeville. There's a lot of wealth in Mandeville.
Yes, and it does look that way. Actually, it does look that way when you drive. Like all houses, nice houses. I don't know about all Manchester, but yes, around Mandeville, that's the impression I got. Now, if we talk about Trelawney, it's all about sugar plantations. I mean, sugar plantations were everywhere in Jamaica, but Trelawney specifically is just filled with so many of ruins now. And of course, a lot of the places were given for the housing and everything, but that still is there, and a lot of churches. So, I mean, churches are everywhere in Jamaica, but Trelawney is very specific for that.
Agreed. St. James.
But wait, Trelawney has cockpit country, and that's the jump with cockpit country.
Yeah, and
definitely.
St. James.
St. James, all about tourism.
Even
though places to visit are a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Not that many places as in other parishes, maybe, in St. James, but
there's more to the parish than just Montego Bay, because a lot of persons tend to think that St. James is just Montego.
It's all Montego Bay. No. There is a lot. There is a lot. Yeah.
What in St.
James? Absolutely. Now the Hanover is very cozy. I find Hanover a very cozy parish. I don't know why. It's just like each time I go there, it's really cozy. Like you have Lucy, it's busy, but then once you go a little bit in the hills, it's kind of cozy. The communities and the way they're spread. That's how I feel about Hanover. Westmoreland is all about tourists, which is not true. Negril is not the only place.
Yeah, Negril is not the only place in Westmoreland, but it is the biggest, marketed that way. So you understand?
And I would say Negril takes both Westmoreland and Hanover, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of on the half, right? And St. Elizabeth, the bread basket.
Yeah.
Is, did we forget something?
No, that's it.
Yeah, already spoke. Yeah, I find that St. Elizabeth looks a little bit like Mexico, with cactus and dry land and things.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I've never been to Mexico, not yet.
I haven't been to Mexico, but from the pictures, that's how I imagine Mexico: red, like soil and a lot of cactus, and the dry, and and some parts look like African savanna in St. Elizabeth.
Yeah,
I've been to South Africa, so yeah, that looks a bit like that.
gotcha. So I'm gonna ask you guys to comment below what's your favorite parish. Comment your favorite parish below. While I move on, we're moving to the next topic that we're going to discuss today, which is a little bit of travel update.
Yes, the travel updates. Go on.
We've both done videos giving you guys updates as we get them, as they come along. I mean, the different styles of videos are different each time, but for the most part, just keep tuned to both of our channels and you'll get updates, especially because Irina is in Montego Bay, so you'll even get some of what's happening on her end and some of what's happening on the ground here in Jamaica, but up in Kingston, sorry. But there are general updates that span the entire island.
With the travel update now, with the COVID situation and everything, we'll get to the no movement days and things in a moment. But with travel update, I think you had a stream about the travel update, and I just made a video as well, published the new travel requirements for tourists, well, for visitors, not only for tourists. So yeah, I have that video ready, and I think you did a stream. I don't know if you're going to make one more video about it.
I did a live stream already 2 weeks ago, and I have another video that is supposed to come out this afternoon, but I think I'm going to push it back to come out tomorrow, which just give a little bit of update on the no movement stuff. So we can on something.
Yeah, so
the majority of the information are in those videos.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to stop on this for too long because there is actually a lot to talk about on the travel update, all the new requirements and da. But they cut the story short. If you're vaccinated, definitely come to Jamaica. If you're not vaccinated, you need to, it's just that definitely with these no movement days, they're going to be over soon. So we're going to be fine. But there is a lot to talk about, though. So I think
we don't know if it's really going to be over soon. So just to
I think there will be over soon. Come on, they will be over soon.
Speak it into being. So for those of you that don't know, we have 7 days of no movement. They're not 7 consecutive days. They're actually 3 days at a time, and then an additional Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of last week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of this week, and then next week Sunday. So we're expected and encouraged to stay inside, indoors, do not move unless you absolutely have to. There are some groups of people who are allowed to move about, but only for the purpose of what they're allowed to move about to do.
Well, it's work. Yeah, pretty much, all jobs allow, like if you work in wherever sphere that is anything actually from tourism to medical, they're all allowed to move as long as you're employed by the companies and you have this special letter that says that you work in such company, you are allowed to move. But the problem is, of course, because a lot of people would be just encouraged to stay in rather than going around. Like I manage an Airbnb, so theoretically I can move. So if I write a letter to myself, I don't know, because it is related to tourism and I should be able to travel. But why do that if I don't necessarily have to? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like whatever. But the biggest problem is, of course, that the shops are closed and, well, there is no entertainment. Well, I can live without entertainment. This is my entertainment, what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, we're entertaining each other. So we're not allowed to move today. So we're in all day today, tomorrow, and Tuesday.
So what are your plans? Tell me, what are your plans?
My plans? Well, today I'm doing a live stream, and when I'm done, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna continue editing a video that I'm working on, and then tomorrow I'll be editing.
That's exciting. Look at that.
I'm gonna watch a movie. Maybe something on Netflix. I'm gonna just be chilling. Oh, I'm gonna be doing my mom's hair, so she's gonna have locks too, like I do. So we're gonna do that one of the days. and just to get some work done, get some editing in. It's mostly work for me, and I'm working, so work, doing work hours, editing, doing my editing hours.
I noticed some people writing comments like, "I'm surprised Irina doesn't have her channel banner and blah blah blah." Well, guys, this stream goes to only one channel, and whichever the channel this is streamed to, it would have the banner of the channel. Actually, as I understand, you pay to stream it, because I haven't subscribed to them, because you actually have to have a subscription to be able to have your banner. Because otherwise you would have the StreamYard banner, which is a software that Roslyn is using right now. It's not on my channel, so I cannot have this software would not allow me and Roslyn to have two banners. It can only be one. So it's not, I don't have a banner, not because, because I'm a guest for a change.
She's a guest on my channel today, so it's going to be my banner. So yes. She does the stream on her channel and then she invites me as a guest, and you see her banner. Okay, budget friendly question. I see you're very passionate about it because you commented at least 10 times. Thank you.
All right. Actually, the only thing is like maybe you can put the link to my channel.
It's in the description.
I think it's in the description of this video, right? So because when, or you can just make a pinned comment at the end, like when the video uploads after the stream, you just can leave the link to my channel. So for those who decide to come and check it out. So my channel is Jamaica with Irie. It's just that I chose for my name to pop up when we don't have the topic over the conversation, but my name to show as Irina rather than the name of my channel, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, anyone who types Irina Jamaica will find me. It's so easy. So
what are some things that you'll be doing during the No Movement days?
Yes, well, I mean, to me, No Movement days are no different to any other days, because I spend pretty much all of my time at my computer, from 12 to 16 hours a day. I'm working at my computer. The only time when I go out is when I have to film something, or when I have to get rid of some of my COVID weight. Because I'm trying to exercise a little bit. So that's the only time I would go out, or when in general, I don't have days off. So my last day off was on the 9th of August, and before that it was on the 9th of February. And I just don't work. I just don't take days off. It's just because I love working. I'm a workaholic, and that's my weak point and a strong point. So I guess for me, No Movement days is pretty much the same as any other days. You know, when we had this little break, so we had 3 No Movement days, and then we had a break of 4 days. Well, during these 4 days, I went out to the shop with my husband, and that was one time, and I was really annoyed that I had to go because I wanted to finish the video, so I didn't really come up much.
Wow. Okay.
No, I'm actually.
You need to make sure that you're moving your limbs, getting exercise in.
Well, I do walk around the house from time to time, but in most cases, I'm just stuck at my computer because I really love it. When I'm not working on my Jamaica with Irie project, I'm working on writing scripts. Okay, this is also the project, but if I'm not doing that, I'm working on my other project, which is also related to working in computers. And when I when I'm like super tired, I play a computer game, which is another project that I'm running. And so, you know.
Got you. So let's move on to, where were you when the earthquake hit last?
Oh, but the earthquake.
The earthquake.
I was working at my computer. Actually, so boring.
Did you?
At my computer. Yes, my husband came and he said, there is an earthquake. I can see the neighbors, the pool was like moving. And he said, did you feel it? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm editing a script. I have no clue. And
I was sleeping. I was sleeping and I did not feel
you didn't feel anything. I was wondering what it was like in Kingston, because in Mobay, we didn't feel it that much, but the water was splashing. So like in pools of the neighbors, you could see, like, because we have a view, we can see a neighbor, like big pool, and we could see the water was splashing on her. And that's what my husband saw, because he was cleaning outside and doing some stuff outside, and he saw it. And he came in, do you feel the earthquake? And I'm like, get out of here, I'm editing my video. Yeah.
It was in the morning, right? And I woke
yes, it was about 7 o'clock in the morning. But remember, because I get up at 5, so.
Yeah. When I got up, I went to Instagram and I kept seeing people posting online about an earthquake. And I'm like, an earthquake? What earthquake? I was fast asleep. But I'm happy that I haven't heard of any reported fatalities or anything like that. So
no, in Jamaica it was okay. Well, Haiti had it really bad, because it was in Haiti. Yeah, we only heard like a little bit of it, but the actual earthquake happened in Haiti. So it was one of a crazy week. So we had, like, on Saturday it was this earthquake on the 14th of August. Was it Saturday? Yes, it was Saturday. So we had that earthquake. Then on Tuesday, on Tuesday we had a tropical storm.
Yeah.
It was a tropical storm, Grace.
Yeah, right after we had Grace. And the thing is, that's the day I was planning to go rafting in Trelawney. So I had all plans to go rafting. I was so excited, everything, because actually was in Montego Bay to head to Trelawney. And I'm like, yes, rafting it is, I want to take some cute pictures and, have a good time. And then out of nowhere, well, at least for me, it came out of nowhere because I hadn't known about it before. I'm like, oh boy. It's crazy.
Yes, absolutely. And I was planning to go to sort out my computer, which we're going to talk in a moment. But I had to sort it out in a company. The only place where I could change the battery for my Mac was in Kingston. And I was planning, and my battery was like swelling basically. And if I didn't change it, it might have blown up in my computer, and that's it. Yeah. So I was like, I have to go, because if I don't, then I don't know when the next time I could go. And then I would not have my computer for like a month. It's no videos coming out, and like nothing. All my life is in the computer. So I was like, I have to drive. And it was like, okay, there is storm. And I'm like, tropical storm. So I checked I was like, okay, that's going to be some nice footage. Let's go. Let's do it. And it go viral, of course. I mean, people like to watch storm.
What's funny is that I was actually driving that same time during the storm on the highway trying to see, and I couldn't see. But I didn't take out the camera though. But you did, and I'm happy you did. You showcased a lot.
Well, I should have taken my GoPro, because I didn't really think I would be filming, at least not for the video, because my channel is not designed for these kind of videos anyway. But as we were driving and this was happening, I was like, like the small camera I took, we can use. Yeah. So that was.
I get you. But you mentioned the computer to be fixed in Kingston. Was that an easy fix? Was it a same day fix?
What is the computer? Yes, they replaced it. It's actually a fantastic company, Mark Plus in Kingston. You know them. They're they're next to Starbucks in New Kingston. And they are really good.
Do you mind sharing how much did it cost?
What, to repair it? It was, including the battery, 28,000 Jamaican dollars. And that's including the battery. The actual price of repair was like 6,000. So it was the battery itself was expensive. Yeah.
So it was just that the computer, the battery started acting up. What, it didn't turn on, couldn't turn on?
No. My computer was swelling.
So you could actually see it swelling?
It's swelling, yes, man. It was like swelling, like the whole thing was swelling. And it's not the first time. I did that 2 years ago. So it's just because, I don't use AC. And it's really hot. Like now at the moment of this stream, I'm using AC because otherwise I would be all sweaty. But usually that's not the case. I mean, even when I record videos, I would usually use AC for like 20 minutes so that it's kind of cool. And then I would record the video and it would, by the end, I would all be sweaty. So my computer doesn't like that very much.
So I had my thing. So one of the reasons I had gone when I traveled to the States was because my computer broke. But what happened, it just wouldn't turn on. So the computer was put down on the desk after using it, after editing, and then it just wouldn't come on any at all. And I know we have these Apple authorized dealers here in Jamaica, but I started weighing the pros and the cons of having an authorized dealer operate on my almost brand new computer as opposed to taking it to the Apple store. And I decided against doing it in Jamaica. I wanted to take it to where I got it from so that they could fix it. So if anything happens, they can deal with it again before I leave the state. So that's what I did. It costed me a pretty penny, way too much, and it took like a week, so I had to leave it and have them they sent it up to their repair center and then send it back. So apparently what happened was something with my motherboard, logic board was broken somehow.
How did it happen? Do you know how it happened?
I don't know. It just didn't come on. But the mistake I made was that when I was purchasing it, I didn't purchase it with Apple Care, because that would have and it would have been
helped you.
Yeah, it would have covered the expenses, so I had to suffer through that.
No, but that's a serious problem.
Yeah.
But you know, I spilled some tea on my computer in 2020, just before the actual lockdown that happened in 2020. And I spilled some tea, and the lockdown was to come in like 3 days, and my computer wouldn't start. So I just took my computer and went straight to Kingston to that place, Mark Plus. And in 1 hour, they managed to clean it and they managed to restart it. I still have issues. So I have an external keyboard now because I can't work on the computer. But they fixed it. At least they started it. So I'm still using this computer now, which is amazing. I'm not going to replace the parts that broke down because they're way too expensive. They're like $1,000 to replace. So I'm like, whatever, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That is something.
So, all right. So this is some fun stuff we had in that week.
Yeah. And then, how can we forget the Olympic Games? That happened.
Oh, all right. That happened. Well, that's at least something good. That's something good. That's something good. All right. Did you watch them? Did you watch them live or did you watch them afterwards?
I watched them on Instagram. I watched the races on Instagram. I didn't actually catch them live on my TV, so I would watch the reruns. I watch interviews. I watch everything inside out. I watched the races like 500 times, and I'm just so proud of our athletes. Both the females and the males. I know the females dominated on the tracks this time around, and I'm just so happy for them. That 1, 2, 3 that our girls did, and then top out with the high jump, and then just everybody just showed up and showed out. And for those that tried and didn't medal, like I'm just so proud of them, because you know how much guts it takes for you to go up on that big stage and to do it. To even qualify.
No, I don't know.
It's
I don't know. I can't imagine.
No matter how they place, like I'm so proud of every single one of them, and I'm just so happy for the recognition that they've been getting. And then even afterwards, now going to the Diamond League games and having that American girl come against them and Big Banner Bossy, and she's back.
You know, that's interesting with the Jamaican Olympics. With Olympics in general. I just went to see the information about the Jamaican Olympic team. I didn't bother to watch the whole thing. I only went to see how Jamaicans performed. I was not interested in anything else.
I'm not interested in anything else. I just wait for the Jamaican races and I'm good to go. And I'm just so happy. I'm proud of them. But as I said, the Diamond League event afterwards with to an American girl, and I was, I don't usually try to I don't celebrate people's losses, but that ninth place, man, that was well deserved.
Ah, come on. Well, we don't care about that. The 1, 2, 3 is what really, really is really cool, and the fact that our girls, well, Jamaican girls, managed to do that. They're amazing athletes, and also it was the breaking of the record that was set from a long time. So because she ran like 10:60. And then the other thing, she ran at 40 kilometers per hour speed at some point of her, sprinting, which was amazing. I think that's job well done. I mean, I really, really don't know how a human being or like be capable of this, and the fact, like, and competing too. Imagine how much stress it is. Imagine how much stress. I can't imagine how much stress it is. Like to compete in the Olympic Games.
Like, I'm just so happy for them, and they're running now and they're winning the races now. I see some races came out this morning earlier yesterday, so that's amazing. I'm so proud of them. Just so proud of all that.
Absolutely. We had to mention them because they're really, really representing, Jamaica in such a good way. Amazing ladies.
Sure.
This is now trending topic. I wanted to ask you about the other trending topic related to the Maroons. You have a couple of videos about the Maroons, but as you know, lately there were a few notes made by a large media company, I'm not going to call the name, about the Maroons. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Is it the same large media company that you're?
Yes, the same large media company. Yeah.
I haven't seen.
You haven't seen? They were basically. I don't know if somebody can write in the comments what they were doing, but basically there was an issue with the chief of the Maroons, and they came to them, and he was defending their right to keep the land, basically, and. Anyway, it's all you can read it in the news. But the question I had for you have a couple of videos about the Maroons on your. Did you interview the chief?
I did.
Of the
interview.
Mr. Kerry.
2-part interview of the chief. Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So because I did watch these videos, but that was quite a while ago, and I wanted to rewatch just before our stream, and I was just like, getting ready. So I'm gonna watch again. Do you have their contact?
If I have their contacts?
Yeah. How did you get in contact with them? Did you just go there and just say, hello, I'm Rocheline, I have my YouTube channel, I want to film you guys, and they were like, sure. Was that?
No, that's not it. I know the chief personally.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So I knew him before the video, so we hooked up and did that. But
you used your connections. I see. See, corruption. Yes.
No.
I'm just teasing you. But some people might write, oh.
I know there's a lot of things that have been going around, and I know like Vice did a video on the whole cockpit country.
Oh yes, and that's about the bauxite.
About bauxite and highlighting them. I won't say too much about the Maroons right now because I do have something coming out on them with them, so you guys can check out. Stay tuned for that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on, and a lot of persons. It's like now there's so much publicity on it, and it's crazy how a lot of Jamaicans didn't even know that they still exist. They didn't know that a compound was a place. They didn't know that it's their own jurisdiction and it's a separate sovereign state from Jamaica. They didn't understand a lot of that. And I mean, I noticed that before I did the video, and before I interviewed the chief, which is why I did the interview. And even afterwards, with getting so many emails of people saying that, yeah, you hear about Maroons, you hear about these things in the history books, but you don't really know that it's a real thing. And it really is a real thing. These people with their own rules, laws, and a lot of us are Maroons living in Jamaica in the wider society, and we don't know. We all have Maroon history, Maroon heritage, and we don't know until you start digging and doing the research. You realize that, okay, My great grandma was, I should go get my ID or something like that. But it's a
I think people don't, unless you deliberately start investigating on like different subjects about your own country. How would you know otherwise? You know, people expect that these things would be taught at school, but of course they're not going to be taught at school. And it's not only because the education system is blah, 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 but also because it's limited. It only gives you a general idea, and that's it. It doesn't go deep in any topic. That's why now when I'm creating videos, people watch them. Wow, I never learned that at school. Well, that's not what they would teach at school, because the kind of information I give would usually come from, deeper research. And this is something, well, anyone can read it. It's just that having like the goal or the desire to do that. That's another thing. Like if you ask me much about Ukraine, I wouldn't know much. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I actually know more about Jamaica than about Ukraine.
And the thing is, it's so ingrained in us, and we're cultured this way sometimes to not even go after the information. So I too am learning when I'm doing these videos, and I go after it because I also want to learn. And what I try to do is to try to get the people in the video that can answer the questions, because I'm not gonna come on here and pretend as though I know it, because I don't. So I try to get the subject matter expert to come and explain it to me. And while I am learning, the audience is learning, we're learning together, and I'm going to ask the questions. And I tend to ask the questions that some people may find stupid, but they're thinking about it, so they're too afraid to ask or too ashamed to ask because it's something that they should know, but they don't. But I'll ask it anyways. I'll be that person and ask those kind of questions and tickle the brains of the persons. And I want you to show me the land. I want it unfiltered, untouched. I want you to just tell me about it, because I really don't know. And I know a lot of people my age don't know, and a lot of people older than me don't know. And we're all in this thing together, and it's so interesting when I'm able to have these experiences and to also bring forth these experiences to people.
While we're talking, there was a question, just a person asking you again, are your ancestors from Maroon?
Can I tell you, I am not entirely sure. I'm still in the research phase of that, but I do suspect so.
Have you tried to do the DNA tests
thing?
and things, the ancestry thing? Yeah.
I haven't done the online thing. It's more on the ground thing that I'm trying to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, on the ground, I see what you mean. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, what do you think? Should we move to the
Q&A?
Q&A, yes. Just thinking if we should move to Q&A. There is, there have been so many messages, and I was just looking through them. I could read some of them, but I couldn't. Obviously, talking at the same time as listening to you and replying to messages is impossible. We could have like swapped, but then like you talking, I'm replying to messages. I'm talking, you replying, but then we wouldn't listen to each other, and that would not work.
Yeah, so let's now go through. If you see a message worth reading out, read it. If there's a question, read it. I'll do the same. And guys, if you have any questions to ask us, now is your time.
Okay, right. Just like as we're going, if I see a question, I ask. Like we could start with the last one I see. Are the Maroons Jamaican citizens? Actually, not questions about us, but just in general. Do you know?
If they are Jamaican citizens, they are. Mm-hmm. They were born Jamaican, so yes, they are. Jamaican.
Right, so they're Jamaican citizens. All right, okay. So that's just a question there was. All right, you both do a great job. Okay.
You both a great job of bringing us great Jamaican content. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I say people who have questions, you can just write them now. So whichever questions you asked maybe earlier, just repeat them, please, so that we would see them at the bottom and would be able to reply right away. There is a big question coming up with regards to real estate in Jamaica. What is your opinion on Jamaicans living abroad, interested in investing in Jamaican real estate on a smaller scale? Good, bad, or indifferent? Roger, you go first, Michelle.
Wait, let me read it. What's your opinion on Jamaican?
Yeah, man, it's a bigger message. Sir Gray.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing it now. I think that it's a good investment if you're able to, if you can afford to. You definitely should. We know that real estate is one of those instruments that you're usually you are encouraged to invest in, because they always tell you the value only goes up, even though sometimes the value goes down. But I'd say if you can, definitely do. There are a lot of criticism and there's a lot of noise in the market about the current crisis in the market. A lot of Jamaicans aren't very happy that.
What is the crisis?
No, not crisis. There's a lot of noise in the market, a lot of talks about some of the real estate being too high for the regular Jamaicans. But I'd say if you can do it, I'd say
Okay.
if you can do it. I wouldn't say
Mm-hmm.
I'm it's neither good, bad, nor indifferent. If you can afford to, you find something that's reasonably priced, something in a reasonably priced area after doing your research to see that the value is only going to increase in this area, then I'd say go about doing it. I know a lot of persons that have and are successful in the market. I have interviewed and brought content on some of those persons that have. So just watch back some of those real estate videos and use it as your kind of guide if you should.
The guidance, right?
Yeah.
I hold an indifferent view on this because I don't have my own property in Jamaica, and if I am to buy property, it would be commercial property. I don't want my own property, but in general, it is one of the ways to invest money, especially if you invest it in a clever way, can be very beneficial from all points of view. But I will have a video how to buy a house in Jamaica, and there I would just try to present more views from different people who do know more about it, because I don't know that much. So that's about real estate. Right. What are the other questions?
Somebody says, what is the best time to visit when the weather is?
Weather is the coolest. It's January.
January,
February.
February, December. I mean, here's the thing. If you're from a cold country, you'll never find Jamaica cold. So,
unless you are Irina, who finds everything too cold.
If you're from a cold country, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be warm. Just come. But the coolest times
that's it.
January. And the thing is, cool for me, maybe a different cool for you. You may find your cool may be different from my cool. But me always.
I say best time to come to Jamaica is all year round. So
all year round.
Yeah. Right. It
we don't have seasons, so.
Well, at least not in the sense of how people view them. We don't have really rainy season like some other countries do. So we're like, yeah. All right. There is a question about affordable housing in Christiania for a family of 5. I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know.
Are there affordable housing in Christiania?
Yeah, because I'm not sure about that place. Would Irina be able to interview the Maroon chief? I don't know if he agrees. I would definitely love to. Yeah.
What hotels, all inclusive, have the best food in your opinion?
Where did you find that question? I don't know.
Gregory,
you skipped some questions. Yeah, you skipped a lot of questions. Wait.
Oh, I'm just.
Or you're just picking one random. Okay.
Yeah, it says,
I'm just trying to go in order.
All inclusive have the best food. Here's the thing now, and this is opinion based. No, it's not facts. In my opinion, when you go to a hotel in Jamaica, the hotels seem to try to not give the authentic Jamaican spice how we Jamaicans like it. So I think they try to balance what the tourists like and what Jamaican like. and go somewhere in the middle. So when I go to the all-inclusive hotels, the food never ever tastes like what we get it on the ground. It's not quite as spicy, understandably so, because other people aren't used to that. So I think that they balance it off. So I don't know. It just depends on what you like. I personally like Hyatt, but that's also my personal preference because I like the buffet because I get to choose the different items, and then they represent a different country every night. So then I have the option if I'm there for a period of time. But I wouldn't bank on hotel food being your food choice when it comes to Jamaica. Try go out in the street after COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, with food, I'm not too picky with food. I love food in Jamaica in general, so I really don't care. To me, all food tastes great here, but I find that maybe food, just street food, tastes a little bit better than
Yeah.
any other food, in my opinion, to my liking. Yeah, so I'm just going straight, like the question, short question, Irina, how did you learn about Rishlene? Well, I watched her videos before I even created my channel, so that
Really?
YouTube. Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? I watched all YouTubers, because every time in the evening when I go to sleep, I watch one video before I go to sleep from some random channel. It could be all sorts of different videos, but I did. Yeah. Your first video I watched was actually from Portland, where you went on that, like a little, like outside
And
in
it's
the countryside.
Mhm.
I think that was the first one I watched, maybe. Maybe not the first one. No, your
Yeah.
first one was maybe Carnival. I'm not sure which one I watched the first one, but
Okay.
that was,
Well,
yeah.
you've been
Yeah,
watching.
so YouTube recommended. YouTube
Yeah.
recommended you.
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
trying
and my
to.
husband also, he said there is a lady who does house hunting. Check her out. And I already know about her, so there we go. So yeah.
Oh,
So you found your channel separately from me. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there we go.
that's
Um,
amazing.
right. The other question. There was a big question, big from the point of view of answer. Like, where do you see your individual channels in the next 5 years? What's your vision? So tell me, Rush, where do you see your channel in 5 years?
Well, the vision of the channel is to be that go-to place for all things Jamaican and all things Caribbean. So it's to be that central repository for all things Jamaican and Caribbean. That's kind of what it is. So it's to be that place where you think Jamaica, you think Rochelle. When you think Caribbean, you think Rochelle. Like who?
You're developing your brand,
Yeah, the brand, the Russian brand, Russian channel. Like, I want to learn so much about Jamaica. I want to learn about this place. Where do I go?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
You go.
The big
All right, you're so sweet. Right. Well, in my case, it's very simple. I'm planning to finish like the whole list of topics that I have. There are over 1,000 of them. And once I finish these 1,000 topics, I don't know whether it's going to be before the 5 years run out or less than 5. It depends. And once I finish them, the channel will be complete as just a guide for Jamaica. Then again, I'm hoping I would be like this year, by the end of this year, I'm going to start moving on getting a bigger team. That's my main goal, to get a bigger team and then build something bigger from this and then move on from YouTube to other media as well. So that's basically the idea originally I had, and I'm kind of going towards that step. And there was another question, like if my channel gets banned or something, would I just open a new one and call it Irie News and things? I wouldn't be able to open a new channel if the channel is banned. That's the thing about YouTube. Once your channel is banned, that's it. You cannot reopen one. It's because they use your ID. So the only way to do it is to open under a different ID. But if YouTube finds out, they're going to block that channel as well. So, but YouTube is not the only platform. So just, but that's just to answer 2 questions.
I will give the update when if something happens. I'll post it.
Yes, because absolutely, that's one of the things, and also the other social media, because I'm going to be active on Twitter soon. I do have a Twitter account, but I've never been active there. I just, couldn't be bothered,
On
typing
Twitter,
things.
right? I am so not very.
Are you on Twitter?
I'm on
No.
Twitter, but I'm not on Twitter. Like, I need
Exactly.
to be more active. I'm more active on Instagram and YouTube. Those are my two main platforms.
A quick question: is there a Ukrainian community or group in Jamaica? No, there isn't. Well, apart from me. I mean, there are some Ukrainians. There are other Ukrainians in Jamaica. I know about them, but there is no community because there are like 5 of them. I mean, well, probably more. I just don't know about them. Okay, have you? How you noticed the inflation? Have you noticed the inflation?
I have, and my video tomorrow will showcase that. I have.
Oh yeah.
It is
All right, we're going to watch it then. I've noticed the inflation is now I'm getting more money, which is good for me.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm getting paid in US dollars.
Oh,
Because all my businesses are in US dollars. You see, that's the thing. That's one of the reasons, you know, why when even like all cooperation I have with drivers and with other people and all the payments I do encourage people to travel to Jamaica, you know, make payments here in US dollars so Jamaica gets more foreign exchange. Mm-hmm. And as a result, the Jamaican dollar get more stable and benefit from it. But in general, if Jamaica goes into full lockdown, like no tourism, Jamaican dollar will be destroyed. It will just go, the inflation's going to kill everyone. But that's just one of the things we have right now.
Everything, since we've been in lockdown, like we got back out and everything, just the prices of everything just skyrocketed. Supermarket expensive, gas price expensive. I mean, it's a little ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know though, when was it cheap? Was it ever cheap and now it's expensive?
It wasn't ever cheap, you know, but it has definitely increased.
Increased, yes, it's increased. But right, yeah. It's just maybe, you know, I'm kind of spoiled in a way that, because I'm from Ukraine, right? And we had the inflation when we would see, for instance, in February in 2014, when the war started in Ukraine. So we had $1 was equal to 8 hryvnias, which is which is Ukrainian currency. And then in 1 week, it was double that. So imagine if in just less than a week, Jamaican dollar went from like, say, 100 Jamaican dollars per dollar to 200 Jamaican dollars per dollar in just 1 week. Imagine that inflation, right? So in this case, like the prices completely, like it was nuts. Like people were paying me $500 in Ukrainian currency, but I would only receive 250 in the end. Yet I had to pay to teachers, because remember I had an online school. I had to pay to teachers in American dollars. So at the end of the day, people were paying me, and I had to add my own money to pay the teachers. So that was crazy. So that's inflation. What we have now is very little inflation compared to what can happen. So let's hope the big one doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, I do understand your point, and again, it's all a matter of perspective and thing. But
yes,
for Jamaicans, where we're just used to this, and this is
a
bit much for us, you know, and.
It is very fast this year because after COVID, it's really bad. Yeah, it's going faster than before because Jamaica was on controlled inflation. So it was going up all the time, but, you know, steadily. But now because of the lack of foreign exchange, it's all related. So there was a question about affordable housing rentals. What was it? 1 second. Do you think the private sector and government should come together to make affordable house? Question to you.
I think so, yes. But I think there's a first to do that. It's just not yet done. I think there's a lot of talks to have that done. The government is doing it through the NHT. And yes, some private sector companies are coming on board to do that. There's a lot of talks around doing that, but it's just not yet. We're not yet seeing it.
But there is a scheme that is being built like about 20 minutes drive away from me, and that's together government and a private. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the prices though. It's from 30 million the houses and up. It's in what do you call it? Sport Valley. just above Spot Valley in Montego Bay. I don't know if it's happening all across the island. I would have to do more research on this.
More research, yeah. And there's a scheme, there's a complex, a development on Ruthven Road, where it's an NHT development and supposed to be it's an affordable housing scheme. So that's also going up. But as I said, there are some developments happening, but there's definitely a greater demand and there is a supply of it.
Mm-hmm. Do you know anything about yoga, Rushlin? Because I have no clue. There is a question. I'm a certified yoga teacher. How's the practice of yoga in tourism communities in Montego Bay and Kingston, for that matter? Do you know anything about yoga? I don't know anything about
Not yoga. Among the tourism communities. I do know that there are some yoga studios here, and there are people that practice yoga in Kingston, yes. But among the tourism communities, I wouldn't be able to answer that.
I really have no idea. I know that in South Coast, there are some yoga centers that have like beautiful views of the sea, like the Jake's Hotel would have this beautiful yoga area, and they have some yoga teachers.
And I've seen where they have some yoga retreats, half yearly and yearly. I don't know what happened. I guess it's not happening now because of COVID, but usually they have some half yearly and yearly yoga retreats all over the island, but I can't say too much because I don't know. I don't have that information.
All right. Okay. Do you see any other questions?
I made it stop looking now. Maybe I make it look. Do you understand patois? Like fully understand? Like if somebody goes deep patois?
As a question to me?
Yeah, that's from me to you. Do you understand when
yeah, man, me can't understand you.
I understand when we speak like full on.
Definitely. Not always. Sometimes, if people speak too fast, maybe I do have a problem. But then again, I do have a problem understanding English. Because remember, English is not my native language. It's my foreign language.
Gotcha.
Right? So I do have a problem of understanding patois sometimes in the same way as I have a problem understanding English sometimes, But then I have my husband who's not that fluent in English, yet he's the one who understands patois much better than I do. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. So sometimes I'm like, what did he say? So he would translate to me.
Wow.
So that happens. Wow. So that's pretty cool. All right, just looking more.
So guys, we're about to end the live stream. We're just about 2 hours and 15 minutes in. So if you have any other questions, now is your time to ask them. Right now, let us know what you want to know, because you guys always email us and message us and all that. So now is your time. Oh, before I end, I'm going to invite a couple of you to click the link and come on the live stream before we go.
Oh, we have the link, right, for people to join. But people didn't join. But then we were talking so much. I mean,
no, man, I have someone that's going to join us. I'm going to add Tone Time Vision.
All right. Okay, go on.
Hello. Hello. You have to open your mic, unmute your mic.
Oh, yes. Hello. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Hello.
Yes, we're hearing you clearly. Hi.
Wonderful. Yeah, sorry about that. My mic was muted.
Okay, no problem. What's your name, please?
Yes, this is Tone with Tone Time Visions.
Okay, well, very nice to meet you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being here with us today.
I appreciate the warm welcome. I think this is such a great discussion. It's amazing to see two people have an honest conversation and connect.
Awesome. Yes, we try to do that as much as possible, and I'm very happy to have Irie on my channel. I mean, she's now an honorary Jamaican. We have to accept her.
Yes,
I'm a Ukrainian Jamaican. Yes, right.
Ukrainian Jamaican. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, big up to Irina.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen you grow from, like, I remember watching you at 5,000 subscribers. So now you're approaching 60,000. So it's truly a beautiful, wonderful thing to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Rosalie, you're doing a great job. That's true. That's true.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. So Tone Time Visions, is that a YouTube channel?
Yeah, this is my YouTube channel, but I'm actually not a YouTuber.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm currently just a student, so I just wanted to take time on my day to show appreciation and send you guys good vibes. It's truly inspiring what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if I want to make content, so I'm just like, observing and things like that. But I mean, I do have things in the chamber that hopefully one day I would like to release. But I just been so busy trying to make sure I keep priorities straight with everything changing in the world. So really came for that update and what's going on.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to being a part of this live stream. And I wish you all the best for the rest of your week.
Yeah, I would like to ask some questions if you guys do have time and don't mind.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess since you guys are YouTubers, and I know Irina was talking about the censorship with YouTube and things like that with her journalism, I just want to know, like, what are your guys' thoughts on what's going on with censorship and things like that?
With this censorship is actually in Jamaica, the only person who can censor something is the governor, and he can only censor when it comes to military objects and talks on military and things. For everything else, censorship, as far as I know, is not. Let me put it that way: is not allowed, or I don't know what do you call it. Do you know anything about it, Rashid?
I'm
No.
not sure.
With YouTube, yeah, with YouTube there are certain guidelines that you have to follow, and obviously if you break copyright, then yeah, they will go after you. You can't break copyright, and yeah. So if I did, I would have been worried, but I didn't. So
yeah, YouTube is very copyright. They have policies around it that they the least thing happens, the smallest of things that you do.
Oh, you know about the monetizing as well. They have like separate guidelines for copyrights, separate guidelines for, it's called community guidelines, and then they have the partnership program, the YouTube partner program. And Ursula, you know about the YouTube partner problem and the program and the problem with it when you had your carnival videos, and they didn't want to monetize them. They just refused to monetize them, even though it was your content.
Yeah.
But it was not appropriate for advertisers.
So
That's interesting. Yeah, there's so many things I feel like that gets advertising, but some of the like littlest things they could be kind of nitpicky with.
Yeah. But that's why I keep encourage my audience that for those of you that are content creators, just keep reading the policies because they're there. We just have to they keep changing each time. So you have to, as a content creator, you have to keep up to date with the thing. Because this moment there's one requirement, next month there's another requirement, and you don't want to ever be on the wrong side of this thing.
Right. I mean, that's what's kind of slowed me down. I'm like, I'm unsure if I want to put all this time into something, then all of a sudden, just a couple strikes and all that time and work I put in is gone. So I really do respect you guys, doing what you do.
Yeah.
I know it's hard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Alrighty, Tone time. So have a good day. Now I'm gonna allow someone else to come on the live stream. Thank you.
Yes, most certainly. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye. So before another person comes in, just a quick question. There was about Airbnb. How's the Airbnb business going? Not going much. Not going much with the situation. We do have some guests coming and going, but very few compared to what it was. Yes, I mean it's quite because people choose not to travel right now, which in a way it's a shame, but it's their choice, and obviously people have different views about it right now. So
okay.
All right.
I'm gonna add someone else to the stream, and remember, for those of you that want to come in the stream, there's a link that's pinned in the comment section. It's also in the description of the video. So just click it and it will redirect you to the page where you can be a part of the stream. And I'd really love for you to come with your video on. Please, would love to see you. But if you don't, that's fine. Hello.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Oh, hello.
I'm doing well. How are you? Is it
I'm doing good too.
Yeah, that's right. Romaine slowly. Just like the lettuce.
Okay. Well,
Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you both. Oh my gosh. Coming on, honestly, I wanted to say thank you to both of you. I'm Canadian, well, born Jamaican, migrated to Canada at a young age, but it's because of Irene's videos mainly. I've been watching them from a long time. When you had like 3,000 or something, I found you. And I really appreciate your videos. They're so informative, so educational. That's why when I saw what was happening with you and TVJ, I'm just like,
No, don't say the name of the.
I'm
Don't say.
sorry.
It's like
My
Voldemort.
apologies.
Voldemort. Remember, like in Harry Potter, the name of
Yes.
those who can't be pronounced. Yeah,
just
okay.
said
My apologies. When I saw what was happening, I was so disappointed because it's like you produce so much good quality content. It's always so informative, so educational, and it's just like it's just sad.
Thank you.
And
No, don't
also,
worry. Don't worry. It's all happening like it should. Don't worry. It's
yeah,
all good.
it's
I
fine.
believe that.
She's on the right track. It's gonna.
Definitely. And also, Rushlene, you, I appreciate you because I found your channel about quite a while now. I think I found you before I found Irene, actually.
Yeah, because Rushlin's been here a while. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just I appreciate the good, clean content consistently. I always come home and I set you guys on. I just make you play in the background while I cook and whatever. And I just wanted to publicly say I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like,
Thank you so much. It's really kind of you to come and yeah, and it's always. I think it's such a great idea, Rishlene. You have like to invite people to join in, so we can see the people, our audience. I really, really appreciate that. It's such a great pleasure. This is something. Remember, you asked me what was the best thing happening to me in Jamaica. Well, this is the best thing happening to me in Jamaica. You know, we have the audience watching and sharing their opinions and views. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem. Like you guys are very influential, even though you're there and we're like all over. But trust me, like you guys got me into the mindset of now I'm looking into transitioning back because I see the growth and I see the changes and I'm like I could see ways I could pretty much make a better life for myself compared to here. And if it hadn't been for the content that you guys are promoting, honestly, I wouldn't have even considered it because, like, a lot of the videos that Irene has made, it talks about people always making certain comments about Jamaica. But then because I haven't really stayed there for so long, I only visit for a little bit and then come back. I'm starting to do more research based on the information I'm being provided. So now I'm looking at it and I'm like, what? I might as well transition back because it's not the same over here in Canada. But thanks again, guys. That's really what I want to say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And feedback like this means so much to us. Like this, it motivates us. So thank you.
You guys are doing a good job. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
Take care.
Alrighty.
Okay, Rishlene, a quick question from a person here. Ladies, can you both work on creating a TV channel? Both of you are doing great. So
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's the plan. It's the plan. Maybe we don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Who knows? You just gotta stay tuned.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, man. All right. Do we have more people joining?
Yes, someone else is here, but it says their mic isn't connected. Okay, just jumped on. All right. I think he's gonna pop back in shortly because it was popping in and out. But again, if you want to call in, the link is in, and let me share the link again. I'm gonna do it. Copy.
Yeah, let's see. It's there. The link is there.
Yeah, the link is there, and I just shared the link again in the comment section. So click the link, it will redirect you to this page where you can be a part of the live stream. I just want to thank you guys so much for being here and sticking it out. Hey, it's been 2.5 hours, Irina. We did great.
I know. Well, the time flies, though. The time flies. You know, if I'm running a stream by myself, right, it's kind of a little bit too much pressure. But doing it together, it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of have this conversation going and things, and and as you know, I never afraid of asking controversial questions and going into controversial topics, and just like you said, you always go and you go with the honest questions, and go straight to the point without beating around the bush, which I truly respect. You do have the talent for journalism. I know you didn't study journalism. You mentioned it in one of the videos. You said you did something completely different, yet you do have the talent for it. So what did you do? What did you study?
I did finance.
Oh, right. So exactly. So, which is great. This is a kind of degree you can apply everywhere. Definitely. But you do have a talent for journalism. And if you had something more, I don't know. You definitely great idea that you pushed this channel, and having read some of your biography on your website and seen it from your other videos, like that you were shy and all of that, and because I have completely the opposite problem. I'm too talkative and I'm too loud, so I had to kind of calm down, because otherwise I'll be like that on all of my videos, which is too much. And you had the opposite problem. You were actually shy, and for someone like with this personality to come up and become so charismatic and everything, I think that takes girl power. Just wanted to mention that, and for others to actually realize that, because I'm not sure if all of your subscribers know about your background a little bit. So but we'll talk more about it on my channel when I invite you. So.
Okay, I'm gonna add someone to the stream, and thank you, darling.
Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hello.
Raquel?
It's Raquel.
Okay.
Hi, Raquel.
I love both contents.
Thank you.
Spot on, informative, which is what I'm into. I travel a lot, so all those little nitty gritty details, you always get it with you girls, and I love that. And definitely a place that I personally recommend all the time to people who are traveling to Jamaica to look at, especially when y'all do like the tours. I know Rushalyn, she does that a lot, like little tours off the beaten path tours. Those are so informative, because people always think, oh, I have to go to Dunn's River, or I have to go to just the regular place.
I still haven't been there.
But the fun is really in the off-beaten paths. So I absolutely love the content and just the well-roundedness of it, not just the travel, but knowing our country. Because some of the things I learned, even though I was born and raised in Jamaica, from you guys, especially Irene. So I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, we tried.
You said you're in Jamaica 7 years, but it seemed like you were born there. And
I know, right?
You know so much. Oh my God.
Yes,
thank
I
you.
learned so much from Irina's videos. I'm like, all right, am I the Jamaican or you're the Jamaican?
Yes, that's exactly how I feel to Rushalyn. Is like, wait, what?
Yeah, thank you.
Because I like to research. So whenever she mentions something that sparks my interest, I go researching, because I have to verify the information to make sure
that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Never take what you hear without checking it. Yes, definitely.
Exactly. So it's always spot on. And even with you two, Rushalyn, with that school voucher stuff, I knew people who needed a tablet, and you brought that information, and they live in Jamaica. They didn't know. And because of me watching your video, I was able to share that information with them so that they could get. So I just love it. Information, the thoroughness, very informative.
Thank you so much. This warms my heart. I'm gonna cry.
So
Thank you.
I'm saying all that to say you guys are definitely on the
Thank
track,
you, Raquel.
and keep on keeping on. And I think for another call person you had on saying, if YouTube should go away, I think it's important to have your website like how Rushlin have, that you can put some of these contents to just directly there, and you won't lose any of your content, because it is informative. And if YouTube or any other of these social media platforms go away, your website will never go away. So that's something to transition to.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support. And thank you for joining, Raquel. I mean, fantastic. I really love hearing the audience. This is just amazing. Thank you so much, Raquel. Thank you for coming.
All right, guys, have a good one.
So much. Have a good one, Raquel.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Ooh, ready to add? We have some people lined up for us.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Huh?
Hello, Daniel.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, hello. Hi. Hello, Daniel.
Hi, Arena. Hi, Rosalyn.
Hi.
How are you doing today? Thanks for coming on.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm very appreciative of you both. And as some have mentioned before, how great your channels are. And not just for foreigners and not just Jamaicans overseas, but even for Jamaicans who live in Jamaica, because there are many things on both your channels that Jamaicans never knew were here, or Jamaicans never knew that such opportunities were even here. I've I've had a few chats with Arena a bit. She sees me a lot on her channel, and she has my number. I don't know if she still has it.
Do I?
I'm the one who was saying
Maybe. I don't know. Oh,
I'm the one who was saying to
yes.
876.
Oh, okay. It's a
Yeah.
pleasure to see you. Yes, man. I remember chatting.
Glad to
Yes,
see you too.
man. Glad to see you. Well, you saw me before. It's first time I see you. And look, because Rashlin provided this opportunity. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
It's a very
fantastic.
good
Pleasure
idea
seeing you,
that
man.
Thank
Yes,
you.
absolutely.
It's a very
Thank
good
you.
idea that Ursulin used. So you can see me and I can, well, yeah, I'm already seeing
Thank
it
you,
before
man.
even this. Yes.
All right.
So that's the same thing that I tried to do with the Instagram page. I don't know if you got to see it much, called Saint 876. There are things even Saint Elizabeth people never knew were in Saint Elizabeth. People even live in certain areas, they never even knew that certain things were in their own area. And until I highlighted it, they were amazed.
Yes.
So it's very good for both of your channels. Very appreciative. And
Thank you
thank
so
you
much,
both.
man. Thank you. Thank you so
When I
much.
was
It's very kind of you.
you're welcome. When I was overseas, by the way, if I like I don't know, Rushlin may know about the work and travel program. I'm not sure about you, Ariana. For
Yeah,
university
I know about
students.
that.
Oh, you know? Yeah, when I was overseas, some Jamaicans would use this say negative things. I don't know if it's because they wanted compassion and extra things, or that's their view. Like I remember one person used to say that in Jamaica there are houses with no windows and houses don't have running water. One girl told me that, not me, she told an American girl that as she stepped out of the house, she got robbed. On our way back home, she got robbed. And I'm like, I had to step in to these Americans. I was like, no, this is not so. These people are not telling you the truth. And some of them, I showed them like, if I knew about your channels at the time, if you had those channels at the time, I would show them the channel. So I'll tell them
Oh,
how
yeah, you could
Jamaican.
have shared.
Yeah, I show them
Well, I
how
think
Jamaicans.
That's the thing, people have some personal experience and others don't even have the personal experience. They just hear about experience that someone heard from other person who had experience. Yeah. And that's the situation. So I'm so glad Roslyn has this channel, showing the traveling around Jamaica and how it really is. So I think this is fantastic, and I'm trying to do my bit as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Daniel. Really appreciate you, and good job with what you're doing as well on Instagram.
Thank you.
I'll check it
One
out.
last thing.
Yeah. Go on.
Even what you have, you will even motivate people who are not even Jamaicans, because I showed an American youth where I've been to different parts of USA, and within the Illinois area, there's some sketchy areas, and some youth need motivation. And just like how it is in Jamaica, some of the artists that may see them a lot is not doing the right thing. So I show them how Jamaica is, and it's like, I'm aspiring to get something like that, because I show them what they can get. I show them this, and I show them that, and I show them that even certain people can make it too. So it's not just Jamaicans alone that you inspire. You inspire people who are not Jamaicans too, and I like that.
Thank you so much, Daniel. We need to limit the calls though, because I think more people are lined up now. I don't know, or we have to finish. Actually, we're supposed to finish.
We're supposed to finish at 4. But
right. Thank you so much, Daniel, for joining.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. I don't know, Rush, do we have more people, or we should finish off? Because
I'm gonna add 2 or 3 more people, and then we'll finish off. All right. So Sandra,
there are more questions.
Hi, Rochelle. Hi.
Hello. Hello, darling.
I have never seen anything from Irina. I'm in my kitchen. I'm pulling out my braids. Excuse me. It's the life of the New York living.
That's okay.
Yeah, but the reason why I try to pop on Rochelle is that when Irina said about journalism, that was what I thought you did at school, because you do it so well. I wasn't even thinking finance where you're concerned. I look at you, all of my children are older than you are, but you are such an inspiration, and I've been following you quite a bit now, because like my daughter said to me, Mom, you know that it's young people stuff? So I said to her, no, it's not, because there is the family.
Yeah.
I said to her, she has to get onto the family. Now she is stuck onto it, you see. So although I'm in New York, but she's still living in Jamaica, so I put her onto it. And even with the tablets, she got her tablet.
I'm
so Rochelle. So so I said to her, you see, she said, boy, Mom, you're certainly up to date. I said, yes. And Rochelle, I give you praises, girl, and I send blessings from above over you, shadow you, keep you, protect you, and guide you while you go through and inform us of what the still goodness of Jamaica. I can't give up my homeland. I can't give up my homeland. Yes, and Irina,
thank you so much.
I'm going to try to follow your channel now that I see you on Russian, because I've never done it before.
Check out a few videos.
So,
yes, well, I hope you're going to enjoy the content as well.
I hope so too.
You're going to like it.
I hope so too.
I'm recommending her channel. If I'm recommending it, it means that it's some good.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So I'm back to my schedule. Nursing is on the line, so I gotta go. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for
coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Bye. All right. Okay. So there is a quick question, Ursuline. The ladies, who do you think? Why do you think probably local people don't travel their own parish or like county? Is it like the lack of money, or they don't appreciate what they have? What do you think? Why don't people travel their local areas?
I think it's a lot of different things. One, people are, they don't know what you don't know, you just don't know. And many times people are, they're born and grow and do things in one particular area, and they stick to that area for a long time, and they don't try to venture out because they think that venturing out is expensive, when oftentimes it's not. So that again is the ignorance or that lack of knowledge. um, Two, they just keep doing that routine, what they're used to, and don't ever venture out because of, again, what they don't know. So that's what I realized with my content, with bringing it to them and showing them these things. I said, that, so to go this place is just 1,000 Jamaican dollars. A lot of people is like, we did always think it was gonna be like 50,000 Jamaican, and I'm like, no. So I realized that one of the main reasons people don't go anywhere is because they don't know, that they don't take the time to go into the research to figure out where they can go and that they can actually afford to go. And that, there are places that you can, somewhere simple as like the Emancipation Park here in Kingston. Like, people don't know that it's people. I always see people commenting, they need a park. There's a park. We need a park in Jamaica, far enough park and park and park. I'm like, we have that here, but they don't use it because they don't do the research to see where it is, what it is, and where they can go. But
Well, I think one of the reasons for domestic tourism, it's like everywhere in the world, it's the same thing. When you live in some place, even if you know about something, you kind of put it like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes. You have this life in the way. And that kind of, there is always something more important to do. While for tourists, of course, when they come, they have this as a day, as a time off. They don't have work, they don't have family, or if they have family, they are on vacation. So of course they would have the time to do all of these things. And that's why, of course, foreigners who come to Jamaica explore it way more than Jamaicans themselves. But the same is relevant for when Jamaicans go somewhere. Like sometimes if a Jamaican goes to the US, like to New York, you might visit more places in New York than a person who lives in New York, simply because they have work and life happening. So this is a common thing for domestic tourism in general, everywhere in the world. And Jamaica is not an exception, except for Jamaica, there is also lack of information. Until YouTube came up, there were a couple of websites, actually some good websites like Jamaicans.com, but even then, you first had to come up with an idea. Oh, let me research where I can go. But people just never got around to it to start with.
I think so definitely the lack of information, and then just taking what you have for granted. But I don't think
that's true.
Being not able to afford it, because a lot of the
it's cheap to
a lot
it's
of
free.
attractions that we have in Jamaica are especially cheap for Jamaicans, because usually you go to these different places, they have a tourist price and a local price. And when you hear the local price, sometimes you're like, oh my God, really? So it's just that lack of information, and people just taking that time out to say, let me go and do this, and just understand that it's important to have a balance work and play, and doing these simple little things sometimes. So I'm happy to be able that we're able to bring this content to show people that
we're very lucky we live at this age. We're really lucky we can, there is YouTube and we can do this. It's really amazing. And so that's pretty cool. All right. Do you have more people, or shall we wrap it up? Just let me know.
I have one more person, and then we can probably take a question.
All right.
Hi, Rocheline. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, Irina. It's strange, Rocheline. I saw your first video sometime last year. It was the apartment hunting in Jamaica or something like that, and I was like, "Wow, this is interesting." Then I saw you did one with some family member down in the country or something like that. And the coincidental thing is that just this week, Irina Alex from Elite Jamaica official channel, she was on our live stream. We have like a small network of, I'd say, new content creators, Jamaican content creators. So we have live streams each week. And he was on and he was telling us, make sure you connect with Irina. And I was like, I've never heard that channel before. So I wrote it down. Then I came on YouTube and I saw Rocheline and I said, let me go see what Rochelle is talking about today. And I saw you. So I just went over and connected with you. And
Oh, that's
Rochelle, I
awesome.
saw you on Jamaican Mixmaster. He's part of our little group. And I was like, but she's not one of them up there large YouTuber act like that she's so mighty for everybody. She was just mixing with everybody. So we all felt right at home with her. So before I come down now, I just want to, I'm Simple Things Outreach Media in the chat. I just want to say, in response to the person who asked the question, part of the thing about exploring local sites is that, for example, the last time I went down, I live in Florida now. The last time I went down, after not being down for like 14 years, and I said, I want to go back to Dunn's River. And my nieces were like, oh, you can waste 20 US for going. They were like, say, 2 carloads of us, 10 of us. They're like, when you add up that, that is good money. Better you go buy a goat and we go down a country to keep a river bash. So it might not be the cost for some people, but when you put it all together, that would be like 200 US, which is almost 30,000 Jamaican. When you add it up together, it's like a whole lot for some people. Part of the thing also is that we don't know about some of the sites. That's why channels like both of you and Elite Jamaica official channel, I didn't know there were so many interesting sites until I saw channels like yours. So I just want to encourage you guys to keep the flag flying high and have a good Sunday, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Simple Things.
Thank you so much.
Outro is outro. I can
Outreach media. Simple Things. Yes, because I do outreach in my community and back home in general in real life as well.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you. Definitely pleasure meeting you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Have a good evening.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
All right. So that's our last caller for today. Are there any other questions here? Before we
Oh, there are a lot of questions, but we I don't know. I think some of the questions can be reposted in the, once the video is uploaded in the actual comment section. And then Ashley, you can come in and reply, and then I will come and reply as well. So if any of the questions we haven't answered, so please just repost them on
in the comment section. So when after the live ends, and it goes up as a full video, the comment section beneath the video, just type your questions there, and both of us will go in and try to answer the questions, because we'll never get to all the questions right now. I want to say thank you so much to all of you that have sat through the 2 hours and 49 minutes of this live stream. It means so much to me. Let me tell you, I don't take nothing for granted. People's times, I don't have things to be doing. I know you guys are in different countries, in different time zones. You guys are doing your different things. It's a Sunday, whatever it is, morning, noon, or night. You could be doing anything else right now, but you chose to be here on this live stream. And for that, I am so appreciative. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. So just big up on yourself. And I understand how much it means to me. Like, you guys sat through. And
thank you.
I want to say
definitely
thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of the live stream. Thank you for agreeing to collab with me. You could have said no, you didn't.
Why would I say no? I'm not an idiot, Come on. No, it's such a pleasure to finally being able to do like a little collab with you. I say little because it's still online. We got to meet up in real life and do some good footage too. And I would like to thank you so much for inviting me and for the opportunity and for getting. By the way, guys, check out the design of the promo photos and of the thumbnail for this video. It's amazing. Roslyn is so good at so creative with the art. So thank you so much for doing that. And also thank you for the list of questions that we went through and we came up with topics that brilliant. Thank you so much, Roslyn, for inviting me. And of course, thanks to everyone for coming for the live stream and for spending almost 3 hours with us. Look at that. And it's amazing, and I really appreciate everybody, and thank you so much.
If you haven't already, please press the subscribe button on my channel. Subscribe, like, share. Head over to Irina's channel. Subscribe to her content.
It's Jamaica with Irie.
Jamaica with Irie. So it's linked in the description of this video right now. So you can click it, head over to her channel, show her some support. She does really amazing content. And you know we're here to support each other. Girl power. One of the on the competition vibes. Because I know you know how it can be, but we're here together. And
what competition? What competition? You and I didn't know there was competition.
No. I'm saying sometimes people put these comments as though they want to put.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. We have to mention that. You're right. People are writing.
People together.
This is better. Yeah, but this is not true. Rushlin is doing her thing. I'm doing my thing, and that's the beauty of it. And that's the beauty of it. We like that's what's the best thing about it. The variety has to be. Yes, and I really appreciate that. And Rushlin, thanks, man. You are amazing, and I really appreciate that you invited me for this. And well, more content is coming up. Please, guys. I hope you're gonna enjoy everything we're doing soon. More videos.
Yes, and I'll have a new video out tomorrow. I'm almost at 60,000 subscribers. I'm at 57.9 something. I'd love to get to 60,000 today.
Yeah.
To go and share the video on my channel with your friends and your family so that I can get to 60,000 subscribers today, please. Okay, guys? I want to say have a wonderful rest of Sunday evening, morning, night, whatever it is where you are. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you in tomorrow's video.
Bye, guys.
Hold on, let me end the stream. Oh, there we go. Bye.